turn on my virtual camera, I think, is how this works.
Yes, you turn on your
And
virtual
then
camera, and I'm gonna turn my virtual camera on, and then we're gonna have a nice little box with each other's faces in it. All right, you should have mine.
my how do I make it
We're gonna
turn
dock
camera on?
us.
Aha!
We did
Eh?
it! Holy shit, we've done it! I'm gonna make you a
Huzzah.
little bit smaller. We've fucking done it. Brilliance.
I get no credit. I had to have Airball do it.
Oh, we did the new Pokemon leaks today, Malltown? Hell yeah. What leaked in Pokemon? Was it Squirtle? I got them a diaper. Callie, thank you for
No.
the random Smasher Pass.
There it is.
Smash. Immediately. I don't need to see the text box. Herloon Minotaur, please. My favorite.
I don't think so. That would be a pass for me.
Coward.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I like life. Bald Hound is here. I'm not bald! These
Maul, were
follicles
you
are
there?
hanging on.
Were you there? I think it was Veggie. Was it Veggie or Airball or someone was talking
Who
about
fucked the Minotaur? That was Veggie.
no, no, no. Somebody's suing a girl because after they split up, she was as a sports person. After they split up, they were like, "Why'd you guys break up?" And she's like, "Well, it's like two Coke cans." And apparently he's like pursuing legal action for like slander or something.
That's funny as hell.
I was
That's
like, "You mean he didn't pay her extra to say that? What are you talking about?"
yeah, yeah, yeah. The Magic Brewer, thank you for the tier 1 sub for the 3rd month in a row. Welcome back to the dog home. And Reverend Huge Hefner, thank you for the 100 biddies. Welcome to the dog pile. Aegis, thank you for the 200. Hey, Nerd Girl looking iconic as always. Mauled, glad to see you sharpening your Widow's Mons Olympus. Something could happen to you, Aegis. Something could happen to you. Not to distract from anything, but if you could permanently delete one League champ, who? This is great because we can both answer, because Nerd Girl plays League.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
oh,
In
okay.
fairness, I can only answer for like the last like I have to leave out the last year or two.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna leave off Mel, because like I think everyone's answer has to be Mel. That is the most like straight up just mistake champion they've ever printed. If it's not Mel, Alawi.
Ooh, Alawi's a pain in
Alawi
the ass.
Alawi is my fucking
Oh,
lane
yeah.
demon. It is because every fucking game against Alawi is just, are you able to dodge the tentacles or are they able to hit you with the tentacle? And if they hit you with the tentacle,
There
you
is no
lose.
dodging the tentacle.
They're staying 10 miles away from the bitch with the tentacle.
I would say Draven because Draven I
No.
think is very good. The problem is when he's against me in my bot lane, he destroys me, and when he's
Hmm.
on my team, he's absolute ass. So
Yeah.
it is a champ that is not good for me no matter which way you cut it. So,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
thanks.
There's no good game with a Draven involved. Either you are getting
Yes.
rolled by a Draven or your Draven is inting. Durfire, thank you for the 10 months with Prime. Welcome back to the dog home. And Velox, thank you for the half a year in the dog home. Thank you for the generosity. And Thunder, thank you for the 15 streams. Blowmauled Smasher Pass on a card called Destructor Worm Bakhmut from Yu-Gi-Oh! Jay, I'm
Jesus.
so sorry I missed your resub. Thank you for the 10 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park. I have not played 2XKO. I'm dog shit at fighting games. Nerd Girl, can you play fighting games at all?
I can smash buttons and fall off the cliff with no one touching me.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hand-eye coordination, not so good. I'm
Dis-
a turn-based girly. Give me the old Final Fantasies, give me some tactics, you know.
I mean, I would ride this thing, but I think it's a pass. Like, this is a car. This is a transformer. This is not even a creature. This is a mech. Zero Gear, thank you for the 10 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park. But yeah, Pejman, ping me in the Discord for it. Oh yeah, the 3,000 point redeems don't work today. Your points are gone. Your points are gone. You failed. You've been bamboozled.
Correct.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah! Get him, nerd girl. We are going to open the point redeems that do work today in just a moment.
It's your chat. I can be as mean as I want. I don't have to worry about it.
Best Final Fantasy between 1 and 6. 2. Am I right?
9.
Between 1 and 6?
9.
That's...
Tactics. Tactics is one between 1 and 6.
Hell yeah,
Tactics.
Tactics. Little Mixed Dude, thank you for the 25 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park. Unfortunately for you, we've burned the one free targeted Smasher Pass for the day. All others are $5. 2 is a bold choice.
Why did you stop saying the dog house?
So there are 3 different categories of being a dog. Dog house is when you follow. Dog home is when you subscribe. Dog park is when you have a stream streak.
Okay, I've heard the 2, but I've only heard dog home recently, so I thought you had made a shift, so my bad.
Yeah, I made a shift to being less broke. That has been very kind on behalf of my audience.
I see.
Alec, man, thank you for the 15 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park. I'm going to hit the manual ad break. And then we're going to get into custom cards. How's your day going, Nerd Girl?
Everybody is subscribed, so they won't see an ad. They'll just continue to hang out with us.
Exactly.
I'm doing well. Just as a heads up, I was running around like a crazy person, so I might also eat, because I know these streams could get kind of long. So I'll do my best to not give you guys this, the full mukbang experience, but there's a Chipotle run that might happen in order for me not to pass out on your stream.
Shit, yeah. Oh yeah, then there's dog hell if you misgender Z. Also, Rodolph Duskbringer is not low-key kind of good. He is a card in Magic the Gathering. That's all I can give him. Maul check Ko-Fi. Little Mixed Dude, thank you for the $5. Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon Smasher Pass.
Do I have Chipotle money? I technically don't, but Maul won't get paid for the podcast, so I just use that money.
Hell yeah. Hey, yo! That is the most breedable Drake I have ever seen.
Oh, yeah, they did a little extra.
Why does the dragon have Bug's Life proportions? That's crazy.
Yeah. That's got the, oh, what's the stupid movie? The basketball, the Space
Air
Jam.
Bud?
It's got the bunny.
The Lola bunny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Veggie calling for Prophet of Kerfix to be unbanned? I am glad he is making money off of his shorts. That is my opinion on anything Veggie has ever said on short form. I am glad my boy is getting his fucking bag. Good for him.
Yeah, that's where the Chipotle money comes from.
Yeah, that's that Chipotle money. But yeah, also Troper, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. Yeah, bro, Discord sucks. We're moving to Stoat. Sorry, Stoat was bad. We're on Gert now. Gert got bought out by bad people, so we're on Flirt now. Flirt shut down due to lack of funds, so we're on Ploob now. Ploob turned out to be a crypto mine scam, so we're on Vlurb now. Hell yeah, I can't wait for us to move to Turb. Do you know about all that, Nerd Girl?
I know about Discord. The rest of it, I thought you were just making words up.
Yeah, Troper was making words up. The Discord was the only thing I was asking about.
Yeah, I know about the face scanning nonsense, whatever, on a company that's already proven to not have any idea how to store our stuff.
Yeah, they leaked a bunch of personal information that they did have just a couple months ago.
Yeah, I was a Discord partner for a long time and on their payroll, so I'm sure everything I had is out there.
Oh, hell yeah. Wag the Doug, thank you for the 65 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park. And Usa Polar, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. So, Terrence, it's only for... What it's for is stuff that you have to be 18 plus to enter, which is theoretically only certain channels. But if you're like me, where, I'm not posting porn, but I talk nasty all of the time, I think our memes channel is 18 plus for that reason, because I don't want to have to like police every like bit of cleavage that's in a meme type of thing. The other thing I have heard is that most people won't have to upload an ID or a face scan because it will use like your historical profile information, and based off your previous Discord activity, it will be like, are you 13? Yes or no? And then just give like grandfather you in.
That'd be great.
They somehow claim that they can use heuristics to determine your age via how your account has been used, but how are they determining that? What data is being used? Whether or not you use the word hella. If you do, not a kid.
I thought you were going towards the like my account has been active for a decade, but yeah, I mean that
Yeah.
hella makes sense.
You use hella, tagged as unk. What other word? YOLO. If you have, I mean, Discord like tracks what games you play, so probably like if you've played any of the Fallout games, unk. If you've booted up World of Warcraft, unk.
Hey,
If
hey,
you
hey, hey, hey.
what Nerd girl, are you not unk?
You gotta be mean.
I'm not being mean, I'm being accurate. Yeah, you booted up Resident Evil, I'm sorry to say, Wolf unk. Bang bang bang, they got you. It's not slander, but it's an old people game. I play World of
Whatever.
Warcraft, but it's a game for old people. Do you think
Oh,
I've
I poked the OnlyFans people and they said that they have no official date, but they have everything that you said was correct.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like I poked them being like, "Hey, do we have any more information?" And they were like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're like coming back, but we don't know when."
right. I saw some chatter about like da 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 da. They want to do something with TBC. Da 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 da. Don't want to have to do like a add-on on the softcore servers. They would prefer if there was like a hard option to do server-wide. We'll see. But I am very excited about that. Also, do you think I've said Loker genuinely too much? I don't want to be kicked from the server. Saying Loker genuinely in text also unk. I'm sorry to say. If you are like in a public forum, if you send it to one other person, maybe they would tag you as a child. But if you typed Loker genuinely in a public forum, you're an old man. You the dispensation for Loker genuinely is saying it in person to rage bait people, or texting one person that, or like captioning a meme with it. Troper, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. It's only fair that I spread the bits between guests. New rage bait idea. Ask them, would you still love me if you were good at magic?
You.
That's a very
Those
good.
are decked out bits. Thank you so much.
Oh, those decked out bits. Hell yeah. I see money and I go, yay, money.
Well, I mean, team effort. I appreciate that. Would you still love me if you were good at magic? So you're proposing Mauld says that to me? I mean, I'm pretty washed up, so I feel like that's a fair
No, no, no.
assessment.
I think them is like anybody in your personal. I think it's like I imagine I asked Z that. That's funny as hell. That's pure comedy. That's pure comedy. I go to Z. Would you still love me if you were good at magic?
Mauld, are you playing in the store champs this Saturday with us?
Fuck no. What? Isn't that like standard or something?
Yeah.
Dead format, awful format. Veggie tricked me. I played it for a day. Worst experience, worst magic experience I've had in the past year. Truly, truly unabashedly awful time. I
Oh,
can't.
I mean, that's saying a lot considering you did finally play your channel's subathon deck, right? For those of you guys who are excited about Mauld's sub deck, if you have cards in there, that's filmed and in the editing process. So
Mm-hmm.
that hopefully will also be a very bad experience for Mauld.
Maul, just throw for content and play something weird. Waste their time 2026. Okay, consider that wastes my time and my money though, right? Like here's the process. If I go and I throw for content, I still have to have a legal deck that's throwing for content. I still have to pay the entry fee for the RCQ. Like I get, oh, tax write-off, I'm filming a video. I still have to like lose that money for it to be a tax write-off. And then I spend like 7 hours getting my ass kicked, taking bad shaky cam cell phone footage to upload a short that gets 1,000 views. I'm good. I'm okay. Also, Triple Mega Threat, welcome to the stream. Would you still love me if I was Decked Out's editor? I mean, yeah, as long as you still edited my stuff. Stroper, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. These bits are from Mango. I am never giving those bits to Mango. Mauled Azorius Birds. It gets to platinum in a day. 50% removal, 50% draft chaff birds. No one on arena is ready. I'm so... Hey, Nerd Girl, what if we did custom cards now? Instead of looking at the sexy dragon.
I mean, it's quite the dragon.
It's a very good dragon. Alright, I'm gonna get you a link to the thread, which everybody is fucking ignoring. Good. Copy link. Agumon, you have not missed point redeems. I'm about to set them live. I think we'll probably set them live in about 5 minutes. So the countdown is going to begin now. And then, oops, my finger slipped. They're live now.
Ruh-roh.
Hell yeah, Wolf. All right, that's all the point redeems.
Wow, it's over already?
Yeah.
That was so quick.
Yeah, people like them, and they're very, very cheap, so they're not hard to get. Triple Mango Threat got one, which I presume is going to be a badly templated plea to be let out of the basement. So I'm going to pre-answer no to that one. All right, Nurgle, I've DM'd you a link to the thread we're going to be working from. What's up, B Denny? Welcome to the stream. First up, we have Elikman stuff. So Nerd Girl, important preface for these is Veggie and I have previously made fun of many of these cards, many of the 3-color uncommons, for being wheel bait. So like nobody's picking them until like pack 3 or later.
Okay.
So keep that in your mind as we look at the Huracan Wind Spirit, a 7-mana 4/4 with Convoke, Flash, and Flying, and Living Cyclone. When this creature enters, return up to 1 target creature or spell to its owner's hand.
I'm into it. I like tempo cards. The Convoke on this seems good. I think the last time we looked at the Boros or the Golgari stuff in this limited environment pool, this I think I like much better.
Yeah, this one looks very, very good. I mean, anything, like, you combine Convoke, Flash, and Flying, I don't even know if it needs to have another ability for me to be happy with it, and that other ability does make me quite happy.
But it's a sexy ability. We like tempoing our opponents out.
We love bouncing on our opponents crazy style. All right, next, Liege Mortek. A 3-mana Azorius 2/3. Whenever one or more creatures and or artifacts you control leave the battlefield without dying, surveil 1. At the beginning of your end step, you may exile another target creature or artifact you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control.
All right, so this means the bird is like the previous one. We have a mechanic within the set that wants to bounce our own stuff, so we're not tempoing out with that spirit. We're more likely to be taking advantage of like ETBs and stuff like that. This seems like a good rate. Solid signpost.
Yeah, Bant specifically, Bant wants to flicker, and so you want to have and then Triple Mega Threat, go to the Discord, go to Dear Maulhound. There's a thread in Dear Maulhound called like Nerd Girl. God fucking damn it, Monty. All right, I have to hold on. I'm deleting all the messages from people who put their cards outside of the goddamn thread.
Gotcha.
Because they've made the thread unfindable for other people.
Looks like they lost their spot.
Okay, I'm just deleting everything. Somebody posted a cat photo in here too that's dying. because the thread must be. Ah, yes, this is why I so often refuse to put the thread up early, because this is what happens. Somebody else sends one other thing on top of the thread, and then nobody can see it.
You know, you can make a channel where people cannot post, but they can respond to threads. And then you can make.
Yes, but I do want people to, for this specific channel, I do want people to be able to post. Okay, we're fixed. Dimir shit. Master Molder. This is a 3-mana 1/3 that taps to loot, and for 4 mana, tapping and sacrifice this creature, you can return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery.
It's an okay rate. I'm pretty unimpressed with looting these days, so I'd have to see what else this color pairing is doing.
Grixis cares a lot about having stuff in your graveyard that's total mana value 13 or higher. So Grixis cares a lot about like
I
having
see.
cards enter your graveyard, having discarded cards that turn. I'm not sure if Esper cares a bit about like recasting stuff from graveyard or reanimating stuff. So the looting pays there. I think the first draft of this card, you did not have to sack this creature, and it was just 4 mana tap reanimate. Would you have
Oh,
loved?
oh, no, no, no. No. This is way better.
hmm
Uh and they're both tap abilities, so you can't do it in the same turn. But yeah, that original design sounds nasty. No, thank you.
All right, next in Jimmy are the Mortis Reapers, a 3-mana death touching 2/2. When they enter, draw a card. If they entered from a grave or were cast from a grave, draw 2 instead. Then discard a card, and they have Reconstruct, which is a keyword that means you can cast them from the graveyard if you sacrifice a non-land permanent, but they enter with a finality counter.
Mm, no.
No.
3 mana, 3 mana for a 2/2 death toucher that like loots on its own, sacking an on-land permanent. Like you'd have to show me like a good treasure or token synergy within Demir, which is not usually what Demir or Grixis want to do. I'm not a fan. I am down for the Warhammer pieces. That's pretty sick, but
hmm
nah.
All right, then we have the Warlock Bombardier, a 3-mana Rakdos 2/2. When you sacrifice another permanent with mana value 1 or greater, this creature deals 3 damage to each opponent. This ability triggers only once each turn. So this is meant to hook into the Jund archetype, which wants
Mhm.
you to squad stuff and then sacrifice your squatted stuff.
Yeah, I'm into this. This is a cool sacrifice mechanic when you pair it with when you pair it with squad. And addition, like 3 to every opponent seems quite strong, and it doesn't happen only on your turn, it happens on all turns. So
hmm
now you can do what, 12 around? That seems insane.
Well, this is for draft only, so it's only for.
Ah.
Oh wait, no. It is meant. Sorry. Aegises are draft only. This is meant to go into commander. So yes, you can do 12 around. All right. Next, the Blood Pelt Hunter, a 4-mana Gruul 3/3 with Trample and Reach. Whenever you activate an ability of a creature you control that isn't a mana ability, put 2 counters on this creature. This triggers only once each turn.
Gruul not notoriously known for having a ton of abilities that we want to be activating that aren't mana abilities.
Right, unless you've seen the other 200 cards in this set.
Yeah, so I have to assume that they're there for sure. And like you only need to activate one ability before you're happy with this card. In the second, it's all extra.
hmm
So this feels like an okay signpost.
Yeah, this guy feels like, depending on how many are in the set to draft, it feels like either very unimpressive or I'm like, this is a fucking mythic rare. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. Right? If you have like any manaless abilities, especially in Gruul, that you can use.
Yeah. And it happens again once per turn, so you could be activating things on your opponent's
hmm
turns. So yeah, it seems high powered.
Next, we have the Wilder Corpse Hunter, a 3-mana 2/2 human scout with haste. When you activate an ability of a creature you control that is not a mana ability, make a 1/1 green and white dog token with haste. This triggers only once each turn.
I'm into it. I'm into it. I think it's a good rate. A 2/2 with haste for 3 is like in the ballpark. Plus, it's got a
Hmm.
dog, so like
Plus, it's got
in,
that dog in
super
him.
in.
It's got that
Yeah.
multiple dogs in him. Thunder Tempest, what cards do you think I skipped? I am eager to prove you wrong. And then next we have the Alarith Mountain Spirit, a 7 mana 5/5 with Convoke, Vigilance, Trample, and it enters with a shield counter on it. We've seen a few versions of this man.
Vigilance and trample. Enters the shield counter. That's interesting. Um, this feels unnecessary to me. Like I'm in for like big convokey idiots, but this guy's just so vanilla. And I know it sounds weird for like double keywords to be vanilla, even like shield counter, but I don't know. That's a big price tag. I feel like we're just slapping convoke on anything to make it fit within the archetype.
That is kind of fair. I mean, there is a lot of stuff that is a lot of this set does revolve around me make little guys because I'm playing Warhammer, and so a lot of the big stuff is just like, all right, it's 8 mana and it has Convoke, and now I'm going to
Hmm.
kill you in the missionary position.
I want this to do something that has to do with convoke, right? Like I want him to ETB and make a 1/1 or like make a 1/1 on upkeep. Like if you're going to have a big 7 mana convoke payoff, he should do something more than this, I think.
Yeah, like how Sundappled Celebrant, because that was a very interesting Convoke payoff from Lorwyn,
So that's
and
what
they
I
had
was
it.
thinking as well. That's a common, and
Damn, got
I
me
think
hard.
that this card is equivalent to Sundapple Celebrant, probably stronger, but I think within the context of this set being higher power than what Sundapple Celebrant is,
Hmm.
we need a little bit more spice.
It feels like a very strong common as opposed to an uncommon, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Okay. And then
Well, I guess what I want from from my signpost uncommons is for them to fit within what they're trying to do, and the Sundapple Celebrant isn't that, right? It's just
right.
like, oh, I couldn't find anything better on top.
Hmm. Here's a guy. Here's a tree
Yeah.
that can hit people. I mean, so it fits, yeah, because it does fit within the Bant archetype because the Bant archetype wants to proliferate and move counters around, and so the
Ooh,
shield counter is relevant to that. But Naya is very much I'm going wide with tokens and then beating you to death, and so I can see like it fits Bant pretty well, but I don't think it gives a lot of Naya energy.
interesting. So I'm wondering if there's a world where we make it more difficult to cast but lower the overall rate. So maybe make it like 3 in Bant. So 6 mana instead of 7.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's some tuning here that we could do, some things that will play around with it a little bit.
Oh, Bant doesn't want to do counters in this set. It wants to convoke and flicker. I swear to God, you had you showed. I remember looking at Warhammer cards that were like move around counters or have counters on things.
Hmm. Yeah, I know that the Bant ones we've looked at so far, they want things to be blinked or bounced.
Oh, it was a previous version of the Bant archetype. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Alzheimer's just taking me. Okay, then if you just want to do, yeah, I mean, shield counter like enters with a shield counter does kind of work with flicker, but I agree overall that if we want this to slot into Naya or Bant, we're not doing it right now.
I mean, it does, and I think it's better than Sundappled Celebrant. It just doesn't
Mhm.
have the same identity of a signpost uncommon.
Yeah. All right, now we're gonna move on to the 3 color uncommons, and these are the ones that we are worried about. Some of them just wheeling too hard, like not being juicy enough that you would want to commit to 3 colors before you were in like pack 3 and already knew that you were in 3 colors.
Okay.
First, we have Vanari Lord Regent, a 5 mana Bant 4/4 with Flash, Convoke, First Strike, and Vigilance, the Alphabet Soup Dino Man.
Yeah, that is a little alphabet soup for sure. Yeah, I agree. The problem here is that yes, the you could potentially convoke with like creatures to help you with like the mana difference, but without hybrids, which I think is how Lorwyn is getting away with having convoke things that cost more, like Sundappled Celebrant. I'm casting with like a very white light, white mana base
Hmm.
because I can focus on my merfolk that come into play as hybrids to be able to splash that second white pip. But
Hmm.
here, you actually need to come up with all of those colors the hard way.
Okay, so what is there a world where you take this guy pack 1?
No, he is not strong enough, not close. I would take, if I was in any of the two color pairing, this is like a mid pack take.
Okay. Life of Shade, thank you for the 35 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park. And so, Alec, man, they're your two routes. We can either make him stronger, or you can just shotgun hybrid into more of the commons so that it's easier to use as convoke targets. Because I do agree with what I've seen out of the set. Um, a lot of your mana is we have the same type of 2 mana look for a basic rocks that we saw at a Tarkir Dragonstorm, but other than that, you are for the most part coming up with these pips the hard way.
Um,
Those,
I don't know that you have to do any of those because I don't think that there's necessarily something inherently wrong with taking three color uncommons, not first pick. Like
mm-hmm,
any draft format, if you're first picking a three color, it better win you the damn game. It better be a mythic dragon.
mm-hmm.
So I don't think that this card is too weak. It is just not exciting enough to take first pick, which I think is fair for an uncommon.
Oh yeah, I mean, I should use more accurate draft language. I mean, as pack 1 is like rotating around the table, not pack 1 pick
Oh,
1.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, like
I would
anywhere.
I would take it mid to late pack if I'm in two of the colors.
Okay, okay, then I think that's a pretty good sign up. That's more of what we want to avoid is like you wouldn't take it until pack 3 when you were already deeply, deeply committed to it.
If I'm deeply committed into Selesnya or whatever the case may be, and I'm pretty happy with it, I'm
Hmm.
in pack one. I'm picking this up in the bottom third of the pack, maybe after half. And then it just gets stronger and stronger from there once you're more solidified in being in those two colors and having a good splash option. And also, it's
Okay.
going to partly depend on if you don't have hybrid mana, what the mana fixing looks like in this format. Are there a common cycle of duels? Because that's going to also determine whether I'm doing that.
Hmm. All right, next we have the Cenari Caligrave, a Bant 2/2 with Realm Scribe. On ETB, you may search your library for a card with Convoke, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. This one I think is crazy good.
I think this is crazy good.
Yeah.
It's exactly what Bant is trying to do. It pays you off for flickering it and gives you the Selesnya counter side of getting free convoke cards. This feels super strong in a like synergistic deck.
I'm almost tweaking about it being uncommon just because of how common Convoke is. And I have gotten to resolve multiple formidable speakers in Lorwyn, which made me discard a card for the pleasure of doing this. And this is just like cantrip, because the Venn diagram in this set of like the strongest creature in your deck and a creature that has Convoke is almost a circle. Like it's not totally a circle, but if you're in Bant, this does say drop this guy, draw the best creature in my deck for no other cost. But I may be misremembering, Alec. If most of the like rare and mythic rare bombs in Bant do not have Convoke themselves, redact that statement. I see a lot
I
of
was gonna
cards.
say, for right now, what I've seen with the convoke, not the rares, I disagree, but you're right. If the signpost rares, the tricolor,
Yeah.
Bant, whatever, if those also have convoke, then I agree. This is a problem.
Yeah, like if you're using Cenari Caligrave to grab your other signpost uncommon, the Venari Lord Regent, like great interaction is fine. If most of the like, oh, here's my draft bomb that I was doing pack 1 pick 1 why I went Bant has, if multiple of those has Convoke, then I would be very worried about this guy just being like, hell yeah, demonic tutor baby. Fuck
So
yeah.
I would actually be fine with this in like Lorwyn,
Mm-hmm.
where you have like winnowing and you have the tree and then you have some like mopey merfolk.
Mm-hmm.
I think you might be right that assuming we have signposts that fit within signpost rares and mythics that fit within that, this might be too strong. Especially because the counterpart of this with the Azorius is
Mm-hmm.
designed to blink this. So you're like, cool, get my Convoke Dragon, get my Winnowing, get my like just signpost, signpost, signpost. That's gonna be a lot of value.
Okay, the rares don't have it. Then I think we're good. As long as the rares don't have it, and the rares like care about you convoking, but this guy can't be like every turn I draw a rare.
Yeah.
We're good. We're good. Next, we have Artisan's Key from Esper. This is a 4 mana Esper artifact with witness enters or leaves. Return an artifact or creature card with mana value 3 or less from graveyard to field. For 2 mana, tap and sacking this artifact, you can draw 2 cards.
The mana value 3 or less from your graveyard makes this reasonable. So it is what, 6 mana, draw 2, return something 3 CMC or lower.
Well, 6 mana, draw 2, return 2 things, CMC 3 or lower.
Oh, it's two
Because you
things.
get it on
Two things seem a
entry
lot.
or leave. So if you're doing like Esper Flicker as well, like if you have this and you have an Azorius Flicker card, then it is you get 2 things per flicker.
Yikes. This might be too strong.
Yeah, I think I don't like the enters or leaves in a set. Right, because you want to flicker this because flickering this is incredibly fucking good. like a
Yeah, what I want to do is I think I want to decrease the amount that this costs and make it only when it leaves.
Oh, I could see that, yeah. Because if you like, you do want to flicker it, but like, there's plenty of things that you want to flicker that don't say I do something when I enter and I do something when I leave.
Yeah.
Um, Only on leaves also plays really well into both flicker and casting from the graveyard, which is what you want Esper to do. Like now, if I flicker this, or if I sacrifice it and then replay it later, I can re-sacrifice it to re-get the benefit.
I also really like the design of this card having a fail safe, even though you have the flicker mechanic built into the set. Like you don't draw those pieces or they killed those pieces. You can just sack it and draw 2 cards.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want it to cost too much less because, you know, pay 2 sack, draw 2 cards is pretty strong. That I think the floor on that is pretty high. So I think I would just maybe make this Esper like 1/1 and 1 and call it a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. All right, next we have. Oh, I think this one is my personal least favorite, which is Drain Vitality, an Esper instant, which is a counter target spell, activated ability, or triggered ability. Its controller loses X life, where X is the mana value of the countered source.
Huh. I mean, I'm kind of into it. We have like counters that like make a 1/1 bird based on CMC. We've got
Mm-hmm.
all sorts of counters that do something similar to this as a gotcha moment. And it plays well with cards like Ink Shield is what it kind of reminds me of. I mean, obviously it's doing something completely different, but it's within that same ballpark of
Mm-hmm.
you're getting the thing. Isn't there also like a counter that says you get to like play that spell next turn or something like base and play
There's
mana?
something like that, and I like I like it as a gotcha. I dislike it as a uh 3 color signpost uncommon because like I would see this and I would be like I'm going Bant now because trying to get to those 3 colors and then trying to hold up those 3 pips for the gotcha just sounds very hard to me.
Yeah, I guess it depends on whether the like graveyard recursion and the flicker mechanics can be done at instant speed. I feel like Esper is a really good control color. Esper control, like a very common archetype. I
Mm-hmm.
could see this slotting into Capenna, right? Capenna was sort of a wedge set, and
Mm-hmm.
And this is sort of how those decks wanted to play. They wanted to gain and drain every single time you played something, every time you draw a card. So one of my favorite things to do in that set would be to hold open counter magic. Oh, you didn't play something worth countering. I will draw two, you lose one, I gain one for every card I draw, right? Like we want to be
Mm-hmm.
playing that sort of control game. And if Esper has the tools to do that, I think this is a really cool signpost. I think this is probably a rare. Like it might just kill too many people to be an uncommon. Like I don't think I want
Interesting.
people having 4 of these in their deck.
You know, that is true. With the number of like 8 mana, 8 mana convoke cards that every color wants to be slapping down, be like,
Yeah.
I'm convoking my big threat. Yeah, well, what about a third of your life total? That's pretty funny to think about.
And them doing that once seems fine to me, but them
Hmm.
having 2 or 3 of those seems a little rough.
Okay. Then color me convinced. I still have my doubts, but I think many of my doubts are informed by the fact that I never play control when I play limited.
Me neither, usually. But I do think it's a viable archetype. And again, you have to have enough stuff to do at instant speed. The other removal has to be good. Your other counters have
Yeah.
to be good. You have to have card draw at instant speed. You have to have creatures to be activating. And if those things aren't true, then this is going to fall flat in a format that's potentially too fast.
Okay. How would you feel about move it up to rare, give it the Void Ren text of can't be countered?
I think in a limited environment, the Void Run text is pretty irrelevant. The times you get into a counter, like a counter stack war in limited is like 0.
Hmm.
So I wouldn't be worried about that. I would move it up to rare though.
Okay. The link is also in the Twitch chat for anybody who wants to check out the full set gallery. Um, da, 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 da. We will keep it moving to Liege Kavalos on War Chariot, a 4-mana Esper 4/4 with Menace. During your turn, this creature has flying. Whenever they enter or attack, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. I'm rocking with this instantly.
Yeah,
Four
I'm into
four,
it.
yeah, 4/4 Menace and they fly now. I get to make a they fly now joke. Yeah.
I think this is too strong for a signpost. Being able to cast this
Hmm.
and just have your team instantly all leapt and kill them feels weird. I think we need to
Well, not your
add.
team, right? It's just this one guy.
Oh, this creature. I thought it said
Yeah.
creatures has fly.
No,
I was
no,
like,
no, 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 no.
oh.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. I was like, what the hell are we talking about?
yeah. Yeah, give me my mini Moonshaker cavalry.
Yeah, okay. I'm far more in like happy with this. My I the abilities seem a little counterintuitive. Why do we if menace only matters when you're attacking and when you're flying, you're not really worried about blockers that much, especially the 4/4. So that feels like a design overlap.
Well, here's the thing, right? And I'm gonna there's an important reference picture that I'm gonna send to you in our DM real fast.
I can just see you doing it on your stream.
That's not true. So if chat, if you'll all look with me, these I'm gonna draw a big red circle so you can see. We got to make that a little smaller. These are spooky, scary skeletons.
I think you meant to say spoopy.
Therefore, menace.
I see.
And there's 2 of them. True. Yeah, double menace even.
Oh, okay.
So I
It's still unnecessary when it flies. What I would want to see is it having either like a defensive ability on it with flying on the attack or vice versa, so that way they're not double dipping because you don't need menace when you're flying more often than not, right? Like it's not gonna change anything.
Yeah. Okay. That's okay with that. Next, we have Cornered Rats. A Grixis instant is an additional cost to cast the spell, discard a card. Destroy a creature. Make X 1/1 black rat peasant creature tokens with this token can't block, where X is the destroyed creature's mana value.
That's too strong.
Nah, it's perfect. It's
Because
perfect.
you're always going to be destroying the most powerful thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no downside there. I kind of want it to read something along the lines of like where X is the discarded card's mana value. So that way it gets better and incentivizes you to do something really good.
Fuck, I think Veggie and I might have told him not to do that. Fuck.
You told him not to do it?
I can't. I remember there being something related to. I don't actually remember if it was this Grixis card or not. I know there was some Grixis card that was related to the mana value of a thing you discarded, and I was like, "This is way too fucking good." But I don't remember if it was the. I know there was one like 5 mana creature that I brought that up with, but I don't remember. But I do like caring about the thing you discarded more than the thing you shot. I agree.
Because the thing you shot is always going to be the worst thing, which typically will have the highest CMC on average.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no downside. And like the 3 Grixis to kill something is like already pretty fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's already like underpowered, honestly, for such a difficult to cast spell. Like you could just have,
Mm-hmm.
murder or whatever, which is just better. So then you have to fix it, which we do. We give them the rats. But is 7 rats too many rats? I like having some sort of like scale on that so it's not too powerful, especially considering this is just an uncommon.
Mm-hmm. True, yeah. Yeah, like I remember Stormfiend because Veggie and I talked through that and we were like, yeah, just fucking send it. Risk it all.
Veggies also likes weirder stuff than me. I'm a little bit more ABCs of
Yeah.
magic, so
Nerd
eh,
Girl likes a hammer and a nail. All right, the next Grixis uncommon, Grey Seer. A Grixis 1/2. When it enters, it connives. Whenever you discard a card, this creature deals 1 damage to any target. If the total mana value among cards in your graveyard is greater than or equal to 13, it deals 2 damage to any target instead.
send it. This is art. That's a really cool signpost. It comes in, it automatically does the thing. And Skaven girly, I like my Skavens.
Hell
That's
yeah.
cool.
Hell fucking yeah. Yeah, I like
Does
this
anybody
too.
anybody remember the $100 box that came with like 2 mini armies, Skaven and High Elves, and you just buy 2 of those boxes and you have like basically the whole freaking army? It's great.
Beautiful. All right, next. This is another one we've worked on a few times. Warp Gale, a 6 mana sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of those cards into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Warp Gale deals damage to target creature or battle equal to the greatest mana value among cards put in your graveyard this way.
It's expensive, but you can't make it any cheaper at uncommon.
Yeah, that is a why top 3. I think we've nickel and dimed this card a few different ways. I think it started out being a 5 mana spell where you checked like top 5, like it was stock up and it shot a man at 5 mana. And so then we were like, all right, trim down how many cards you get to look at, and then we were like, all right, move the mana value up a little bit because at 5 mana that's still really good. I'm relatively happy with this though.
I could see this staying right where it is. I can't think of a lot of ways I would tweak it except for the potential to decrease the mana value and make it rare.
True, yeah. If you're missing a Grixis rare, you could move it back down to 5 mana and then give it the little gold symbol.
Hey, I'm down to give it 4 mana.
4 mana for all
At
right.
rare?
At rare,
At
true, true,
rare?
true. Yeah, at rare.
And like this is not the huge mana value like high CMC archetype, right? So
No.
we're not like
Well,
running into huge convoke things.
it still wants relatively high CMC, but it wants you to discard them and then
Exactly. So
yeah,
you're
yeah.
getting a mediocre card because you're incentivized to discard a higher
Right.
CMC
Okay,
thing.
yeah.
So it feels strong. My concern is that it's okay. You don't want this to be an effect that people are cycling through and doing a ton of times. So you want it to be very expensive at uncommon, and that makes it not that good. So if you
Mhm.
want to make it a little bit more exciting for people to play, you need to lower it down in mana value, which I think is fine for its playability. It's not too powerful. The problem is when you've done that, now you've incentivized people to stack them, and that leads to unfun play patterns.
Very interesting points. I do think that would be a little hot if you made it a 4 mana spell and made it rare.
then I would be super happy to run that, and you
Hmm.
would want all that you could get, and it still wouldn't feel overly busted.
Nice. Okay. And then is everything uncommon? Terrence, we are looking at the uncommons today. This is a full set. You can check the gallery that we posted a little higher above. But this is a full set with it is draftable. Elikman is going to be offering ad hoc drafts at some point in the near future. So it has commons, uncommons, rares, mythic rares. We've seen all of them. And today we are polishing up some of the signpost uncommons. Next, we have for Naya, Free Guild Marshal on Griffin, a 5-mana Naya big ass bird with no power and toughness. It's flying, battle cry, and tactical acumen. Regiment, 2 and a red. Target creature can't block this turn. I think for a 0/0 that dies as a state based action, that's pretty fair. I'm hearing it's a 4/4, Nerd Girl.
Okay. I was trying to reread it over and over again to figure out what was going on. Target creature can't block this turn. That's a fair mana cost. Why do we have the flavor text twice? Or why do we have the reminder text twice? Does it have double battle cry?
Oh, true, we do have this. This might just be a typo.
Because there is like a thing, right? Like it could be double
Yeah, it's
stacking.
possible that it has Battler Cry. Uh,
uh, it's a 4/4 flyer with battle cry. This seems fine.
yeah, and I'm hurt from who is it like Brambleback Brute, the red creature in Lorwyn that can make stuff not block. I respect
Ooh,
that
yeah,
line
yeah,
of
yeah.
text so much more now.
Yeah, it's interesting because that is not a thing a flying creature needs, but these colors,
Hmm.
classically not known for having a ton of flyers. So in my mind, I picture a Warhammer field, right? And you have this creature sort of leading the charge in the air, and then you've got the ground troops swarming under it. So it feels
Yeah.
very flavorful for Naya, for this human soldier to be, the mounted steed that leads the charge and then pumps the
Hmm.
entire team. I think this is fine rate, fine at uncommon. I like what it's doing.
Yeah, I like this. It's nice. Next, we have Mantle of Command, a Naya aura that has enchant creature. Enchanted creature has battle cry, and enchanted creature has, whenever this creature attacks, create 2/1/1 red human soldier creature tokens that are tapped and attacking.
2 is a lot. That's cool, but it's like a
Yeah.
difficult like mana cost. Getting stuff blown up like this is always really
Yeah,
risky.
God, you Voltron something with this, and then they go like, oh yeah, well, shock. Because it doesn't give any stat boost.
It's strong enough to just be good enough, but how good is the removal in the format will determine whether this is any good or not.
Yeah.
And if the removal's really bad, this could be too powerful.
Removal's definitely not really bad. I'm searching the like mind palace of all the cards I've seen. It is not like crazy. Everybody has 10 million guns, but removal is solid enough that you would not just get murdered. But I think it is like the removal is not so good and plentiful that you could not dream an aggro dream with this, which is what I think it wants to do. Right? You want to believe in like hell yeah, good 2-drop. He's my general now. Die.
So, yeah, slight tweak here is I think the abilities are really cool. The fact that enchantments or auras specifically are so prone to getting blown up,
Hmm.
and removal doesn't suck like you said. I would like this to be just a smidge better, and I think the way we do that is having the enchantment create the tokens at the start of combat, so that way they will get the battle cry trigger.
Okay, so at the beginning of combat on your turn, make 2/1/1 red human soldiers with haste.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's a cool way to tie it all in to where those tokens are getting the mechanic that the color pairing is trying to do, because there is a ton of battle cry stuff in this pair.
Hmm. I would what I've been cautioning Elikman against, perhaps to an inappropriate degree, is giving multiple archetypes ways to make really wide boards that don't require committal. And so it does worry me to have the thing of like, okay, well if you get your removal you can blow it up, but if you don't, I have infinite jump blockers. Right? Unless you have like 3 good attacks into me. Could I sell you on giving it like a low ward instead?
Instead of what?
Instead of doing at the beginning of combat.
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, there's other ways to like mitigate how risky these things are, whether that's like when this enters, draw a card, when it, something along
Mm-hmm.
those lines, or when it enters, make 2/1/1s right away. Then you've sort of mitigated a lot of that stuff. So I think there's a ton of different ways you could play around with that for sure.
Okay.
Chat's saying that you can stack the triggers as well on the battle cry. And sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. And I think they might be right. Because usually, like, if you have, like, when this creature attacks, if it has power 4 and then you have training, then it wouldn't proc because it didn't have 4 going into the attack. But the way that Battlecry reads, I think they might be right.
You can stack it. I'm looking at Hero of Bladehold, which this is Hero
Yeah.
of Bladehold as an aura, and you can stack it to give the battle cry to the created tokens.
So the way that the attack works is oftentimes those things don't happen because there is a red one, right? That doesn't work that
Yeah,
way.
yeah. There's other stuff that non-bows. There's other stuff that non-bows, but this would not non-bows. So you
Yeah.
will get 2 ones that are swinging. Sorry, thank you for the 1 year in the dog home. I appreciate that sub, my friend. Happy subiversary.
Woo.
Uh,
It's your stream channel is so moderately new. It's so cute. Everybody's been here for like 3 months to a year.
all right. Doing my goddamn best.
Oh, you're great. It's great. It just reminds me of how old me and my viewers are. If we get any resubs in my channel, it's like 80, 90 months.
God damn. God damn.
We're very old.
All right. Next from Elikman, we have 2 Airbender cards for commanders they think got done dirty in the Avatar set. First, it's Zhao, Ambitious Admiral, a 4-mana Rakdos 5/4 with Menace and Firebending 2. Whenever they attack, you can pay 2 red mana. If you do, make X 2/2 red soldier creature tokens with Firebending 1 that are tapped and attacking, where X is the number of mountains you control.
No.
Hell yeah! No, I
No,
know that. I know that. No, that's dope as fuck.
this is too good.
No, 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 no.
Admiral Zhao he got 2 cards, which is more than he deserved, and they're both fine, and that's exactly what his dumbass deserves. We don't need to make him this bomb.
Zhao slander. Let him rip, bro. Let him. I love things that. I'm so mad that most of the things that care about mountains are stupid ass planeswalkers. I don't want to see another Koth. I want more Thember Chads. Yeah, and he has firebending too. Yeah, no, let him rock. Let him rock.
No, where X is the number, so he's above rate, a 4 mana, 5/4 with Menace and Firebending 2. You could stop there and this idiot is playable. And then you're gonna make multiple 2/2s every single turn with signpost like mechanics built into them, and they don't go away at end of turn. This is no.
Oh yeah, important. Alec, are you suggesting that these should have been what was printed within the draft set, or are you like these are commanders I would have wanted to play? Because that
It's
does
rare. I
matter.
don't care if it's rare. It's too good.
Nah, he's normal.
Maybe if you convince me, if they go away at end of turn. But then also the firebending doesn't happen when they come into play because they're already tapped and attacking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the firebending doesn't activate on that turn. So this is too good. Too good. No. Go
Yeah,
away, Zhao.
if it's for draft, it's definitely too fucking good. Like they need to be 1/1s. He needs to not have menace. He needs to be a 4/4. Commanders, I would have wanted to play. Yeah, as a commander, hell yes. As a commander, this man is fine. This is what he needs to be a playable commander.
He needs to blow up his own tutus like he does in the show where he like takes down his own boats because he is too stupid to see what's happening. Yeah.
I love
He needs
I
to blow up his
love
own.
MTG slander girl. All right, next we have Long Fang, Preserver of Order, an Abzan 2/4 with Vigilance. Whenever another creature you control or a land you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, if it had one or more +1/+1 counters on it, choose one that has not been chosen this turn. Distribute X +1/+1 counters among any number of creatures you control, where X is the number of counters it had on it, or Earthbend X, where X is the number of counters it had on it.
No! What are we doing? Why do you have a thing for villains? This is stupid. This isn't even flavorful. He doesn't do any of these things. He is bad and gets taken down by Appa, and he's dumb.
Counterpoint.
What I would like to see for Longfang is, why don't we have any sort of mind control? ETB steal a creature. That's what Longfang does. He mind controls people.
Oh shit, genuinely she got your ass on that one, Alec, man.
This is not flavorful. It's too strong. And he's awful and stupid.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how you would do that, but it is...
Do you guys remember how good Beifong Bounty Hunters was? That card was fucked up. And this is way
Yeah.
better at the same rarity. Stop it. Stop it. Also, there's... No. No.
I'm not convinced on way better, because you have to have +1/+1 counters on the thing for it to be... Like, you do have to get the chain started. Beifong Bounty Hunters was just like, I saw a man die, I have him again.
But the chain is specifically any Earthbent land.
Right.
So he turns an Earth. You have infinite Earthbend. You Earthbend 2, and send it to its death, and then it just Earthbends again, right? Over and over and over again. You have an infinite blocker forever. Beifong Bounty Hunters specifies it needs to be a non-land creature.
Yeah.
So then when the Earthbent land dies, they don't get to recycle those counters over and over again. And getting to distribute them instead of putting them onto one thing is bananas. Bananas wearing actual pajamas.
And this motherfucker's bald. I unfortunately agree with this critique. She just got your ass. I do think it's too good. I could maybe see something this good happening at like 5 mana. Like, you have to... And that's why it's a choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Yes, in your infinite glory, you have turned off this being like an infinite sack outlet. But you have not turned off it being the crazy
Infinite
bananas.
Counter every turn. You block, make a 2/2. Block, make a 2/2. It doesn't go away. You can send it in every turn. I hate it. Stupid.
And I do think thematically, like... I've watched Avatar. I don't love Avatar, but I watched Avatar, and this does not carry the character's flavor. It does carry like what Abzan wanted to do in the draft archetype. Grunge up your face like his. We need to check something. I'm checking how you're banned right now, Bone Lord. You piece of shit. I'm checking how you can't type in this fucking chat anymore.
The flavor is pretty good for what Golgari wanted to do in the archetype. I will give you that. The same thing is true for Zhao. I just don't know why we need mediocre villains to be busted as hell.
How you know Love When Watch? I didn't watch it for the first time until I was an adult. And so a lot of even though I'm sure it had the thing of like, maybe Avatar was the first to do the trope, but by the time I was an adult, I had seen all of the tropes that Avatar has done in other stuff that I liked the animation style of more, and so I went back to Avatar. I was like, oh yeah, this is fine. Cute.
I'm a huge Avatar fan. And Warhammer, so this stream is perfect for me.
Hell yeah. Alright, next from... Long Fang is a terrifying antagonist that deserved better. He's a balding bitch, and we all know it.
He's a great draft card. I like his draft card a lot. He is a bitch.
Alright, from Sageker, we have custom battle archetypes. Draft rares ? First, Clock That Ticks Away the Past, a 4-mana battle spell card. Okay. As an additional cost to cast this battle, exile a creature and a land you control until this battle leaves the battlefield. At the beginning of combat on your turn, deal 2 damage to each creature you don't control, then remove a defense counter from this battle. That is way too weak.
And it doesn't flip into anything like most.
Yeah,
No.
this is a take on battles where I think you control them, and so you
I
are
see.
defending them. Like you play the battle onto your board.
I mean, it seems okay. It seems like a bad play pattern. You just say for like 3 turns, the token player can't play, and you get your cards back. That's fine. But why wouldn't we just make a instant or sorcery card that does this? I don't know.
Yeah,
This seems unnecessary.
yeah, I think what I dislike is there's not a lot of there is not a use case for this card very often because most of the reason you would want it is I turn off the token player. But like if you've turned off the token player, you don't really need to like turn them off again next turn.
Hmm.
Maybe you need to turn them off again the turn after that, but getting like okay, low tier sweeper every turn for 3 turns, eh? Like if it entered and did that and then had a different ongoing effect, that might sell it for me a little bit more. You
Yeah.
super don't need to nerf it from 3 mana.
And I think it's a cool concept. You could do something like this with flashback and get the exact same thing without needing it to be too cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just give this flashback.
Like I wouldn't pay 4 mana for this without exiling the creature. Like if I like the only reason I would ever cast this is because I wanted to blink a creature and it was just another way to blink it. But you could
Also,
make
like red is the prime suspect to get wiped out by this.
yeah, which is why they put don't control. But I do agree they're not often like running into
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
red would rather just build up their army of goblins or what have you. But you said it needed to be nerfed from 3 mana. I think at 3 mana and no additional cost, I would never play this. It's just not. Other 3 mana sweepers are better because they either sweep higher or they can sweep other stuff like artifacts. Yeah, like there's just no. Yeah,
The other thing is they can play around it. They just cool. I just don't put any of
right.
my small creatures out this turn. So if in order for me to play something like this, it needs to be a little bit more controllable. And I think the way that you do that is flashback, and you don't make it a battle
Hmm.
card, which I understand is the premise is we're designing these battle spell cards. I just don't think that this is a good mechanic for that.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next we have Necrophantasia, a 5 mana black battle. As an additional cost to cast this battle, exile 3 cards from your hand and a land until this battle leaves the battlefield. Those cards come back to your hand when the battle leaves. It does not count as drawing them. At the beginning of your end step, if you control less cards than an opponent, draw 3 cards, then remove a defense counter from this battle. Oh my god. That's so much better.
No?
Yeah. If I own a single removal spell in my deck,
What?
this to me just reads as like I spam single target removal at you and draw 3 every turn.
Unless they kill it, then it's 5 mana, draw 3 cards. Like, I'm assuming they can attack this,
Yeah.
right?
Oh
Because
no, it's Lorien revealed.
it auto removes the counters. So yeah, you can get multiple triggers of this, but it
Mhm.
also, I assume that those are like battles can be attacked.
Yeah, yeah, they could be attacked.
And 3 other players are going to stop you from doing this. 5 mana, draw 3 cards? No, thank you. And also, like, 3 cards from your hand. And yeah, you get the. Where does the land go? Does the land go back into play?
Yeah, land goes back into play.
Okay, yeah, I still don't like this card.
I like it. I think this is if you trigger it once, it is like
5 mana, draw 3. That's bad.
you've never hardcast Lorien revealed and it shows. I've hardcast Lorien revealed many times and I've felt plenty fine about it. I don't think it's crazy powerful, but like I could think of a world where I would use it versus the red one, which I'm never ever playing.
I agree with that. The red one is just a design that doesn't need to be a thing. I just
Hmm.
don't see in a commander game how you're going to get multiple triggers of this.
I think it'd be
Someone in
hard,
chat
but
said
I think you
5
could.
mana draws 6. I don't think getting the 3 cards that you exiled back count.
Yeah. Next, we have Colorful Rainbow Wind Chime, a 4 mana battle. As an additional cost, exile a creature and a land you control. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +3/+3. Whenever you tap a creature for mana, add an additional green, then remove a defense counter from this battle. So Badger Mole, emphasis on bad.
Yeah. It
Ugh.
gives it you have 3 triggers of a badger mole cub,
Yeah.
and you've removed a creature to give a creature +3/+3 that's temporary.
And a land.
I I like the idea what you're doing with the battles on yours under your control that are time locked. I just think all of these are not good. I'm sorry. This is not good enough. Why wouldn't we just use like a Badgermole Cub and what's the stupid enchantment that just doubles your power and toughness? Unnatural growth.
Yeah, unnatural growth.
Like I like the ability here. This is not worth it on something that's so time sensitive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. It's a little bit confused.
Because if you're only using it for the +3/+3 and you're not activating your mana dorks, then not good enough. If you
Mm-hmm.
activate your mana dorks 3 times and you never really get any combat buffs out of this, also not good enough.
Yeah. It got to be way less careful with these things even at rare. Just didn't want it to be too oppressive in 1v1. I don't think it's about being less careful. I don't think the like gameplay consequences have been thought out appropriately in terms of what deck would want to play this. What does
Mhm.
this working look like, and does that fit into what these archetypes want to do? Because for the most part, I think the black one in 1v1 is already kind of oppressive. Like if you
So
get
I
to,
was actually I want if we're talking 1v1, I like the black one a lot more.
hmm,
Because my whole premise was that in a commander game you're never untapping with it.
yeah.
So I do think that is the one that stands out to me as actively good, probably too good in a 1v1 setting.
Mm-hmm. Because then it's just, yeah, draw 3, any of mine are removal. I'm now happy. If I can keep you off this
Mhm.
thing for a second trigger, you
Yeah.
are cooked out of that game. Um,
But all it would take in a commander game is for me to like remove your blocker and have the 2 players with creatures, just hit you.
yeah. And then next we have the blue one, Mad Dream World of Insanity, a 5 mana battle with 5 war counters. I don't know what type of counters battles have. As an additional cost to exile this battle, exile a planeswalker and a land you control. All right, I'm gonna stop there. Straight up unplayable. Straight up. Defense counters. Okay. If I open pack one, pick one of this set because I'm drafting it, and I go, oh good, I have a rare that requires me to control a planeswalker, I'm going to Wendy's
So
instantly.
real quick, I just want to say War of the Spark exists. Now, I agree with you,
Uh
but
huh.
you can design a set where that is not a problem. War of the Spark, it's not uncommon for you to have 3, 4, 5 planeswalkers in your deck.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have that many planeswalkers and you have cards like Zhang Yu, which is like the counter uncommon guy that just like proliferates and puts counters on all your stuff, then that could be really cool. And I also just want to point out that you're proliferating your defense counters as well. So you get infinite triggers of these.
Yeah, well, you're netting by itself. You net down 1 defense counter.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Um,
But that's still a lot, right? If you're proliferating 6 times, 7 times, you're pretty happy.
yeah, you get to proliferate. You get to proliferate that many times, but if you want to be happy about the proliferation, we either need a shitload of +1/+1 counters, or we need so many planeswalkers that I have 2 on board, because I have to kill my planeswalker to
Yep.
play this.
Like I said, I think it's only a viable strategy if you're in War of the Spark and you have a counter strategy where you're going to get some benefit out of the proliferate in addition, but that
Mm-hmm.
is a very, very narrow line. I would play this in War of the Spark,
Ugh, but then you're playing War of the Spark.
but that is
Last,
one set in 35 years.
we have Omnidirectional Dragon Slaying Circle, a 3 mana 4 defense counter battle. As an additional cost to cast it, exile a creature and a land. Creatures you control get +1/+2 and have first strike. Whenever a creature or planeswalker dies, remove 2 defense counters from this battle.
I think
I
the biggest thing I have with this cycle is that none of the abilities are strong enough to have for A, a limited time, and B, set yourself back on board state and permanence and land. Like, those are two really big requirements or two really big downsides for abilities that are not that impressive.
Yeah, this to me really. I saw +1/+2 in first strike and I got excited, but it reads to me like the infinite do nothing device, because you play it, you set yourself back, you swing with the advantage, they chump block and it goes away. And then
Yeah,
we've.
they trade for like two of your things. You get in one big hit, but then a bunch of your stuff dies. They untap, kill one of your things, and then the whole thing's gone.
Well, it's whenever anything dies, take 2 defense counters. So I just chump twice and the banner's gone.
Oh.
Like if I double block
Oh,
you and
I
I
thought this was
lose.
when your creatures
No,
died.
no,
This
no.
is
It's
way
any
worse than I
creature.
thought.
Yeah, this is. I spend 3 mana to time warp both of us. Like I time walk both of us.
And then heaven help you if you go to attack and they kill like the final one in combat, like with a removal spell, and all of your stuff is now baby and can't get there.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be positive for all of your card reviews, but I think this design it's a cool, interesting idea, and I'm not on board with the drawback paired with the limited time, paired with the cards just not being super easy to use.
Yeah, like I think, and really this is a warning call to anybody who is very excited to use things that are like, oh, I want to play around stuff that has a really, really high drawback. Because anytime you make something that has a really, really high drawback to cast, you are immediately playing with fire, because it makes the payoff that you have to get super fucking high. Because if it's not super fucking high, why would I ever play it? And if it's super fucking high, that's where you get into spots like Necrophantasia, where it's either like way too good, or like anything that is not quite good enough is way more devastating when I had to set myself back by a land and a creature to play it, versus a thing that's like not quite good enough and I just tapped my lands for 1 turn about it. Next, we have to go to the manual ad break, and then we will look at Aegis Athene stuff. But Aegis is a sub, so we will look at theirs in the manual ad break. And if you want to see sick and cool draft commons, I believe, yeah, draft commons, no, draft uncommons. Never mind. Go to the ad break. Fuck you. All right, first from Aegis Athene, also Ty, thank you for the Twitch follow and the drink water redeem. I'm gonna drink Canada Dry instead because I'm a child. First, we have Loot Retriever, a 3 mana 2/2 with Raid. When they enter, choose 1. If you attacked this turn, choose 1 or more instead. Put a counter on a creature you control or make a treasure token.
So this is just altered from what it was before, right?
Is there an
Or is
actual
this straight
card?
up?
They are.
Yeah, so the art is it was a 2 mana 2/2 that when it attacked it made a treasure. I think it has a different name.
Yeah, they are using art from Ixalan because it's Ixalan
Okay.
inspired, but they have changed like names and abilities. And the art that a card comes from is not necessarily indicative of indicative of the ability on the card.
But it's still inspired. I'm pretty sure it was like I said, 2 mana 2/2 that when it attacked or something, you made a treasure.
Mm-hmm.
So I like it. That was one of my favorite cards from that set. So that's cool. Yeah, it's a raid one-time ability. That seems nice. I'm into it. If it happened every time it attacked or something, that'd be too strong.
Mm-hmm.
But I like this.
Yeah, I'm down with this as well. All right. Next, I have Queen's Bay Inquisitor, a 3 mana 2/3. They're mono black. When they enter, each player discards a card. Raid, if you attack this turn, when you discard a card this way, draw a card. I think I like that.
Yeah. I like the breaking parody. I like sort of reminds me, I know this is a common, but it reminds me of what's the stupid like fairy bat? It's a 3/3 for 4 that when it attacks it like does very similar abilities. Everybody discards, everybody sacks a creature, everybody does something bad.
Oh, yeah. I think it's like Rankle or something.
Rankle, yes,
Yeah,
thank you. And
everybody gets poop in their shoes.
so this is sort of a similar design in that it's pooping in your shoes, but it's designed for you to figure out how to miss your shoe, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Next, we have Lethal Distraction, a 4 mana Rakdos sorcery. Destroy target creature an opponent controls. Other creatures that player controls can't block this turn.
Seems good. 4 mana sorcery speed's a little high for that kind of removal these days, but when you are tacking on that can't, creatures that they control cannot block, which oftentimes is its own card, which is not playable. You've kind of added
Mm-hmm.
them together, which I think is pretty cool. Um yeah, and it's not target player and target creature, so you can't like kill in commander, you can't kill like someone's creature and then dome someone else. So that's fine. These are
Yeah.
mostly for limited, I assume.
Yeah, these are for limited, never making it out into commander.
I see.
I think
Is
this
this
card
a
is,
whole also a whole cube that we're building?
yeah, it's a whole set. Um, so Aegis, I think it's pretty cool. The one thing I'm worried about is if most of your raid abilities are on a thing that enters, this becomes frustrating to me because if I'm the Rakdos player and I want to like use this to guarantee my raid trigger, but they're all stapled to casting like a 2 mana card or a 3 mana card, then the outcome that I want on this is gated to like 6 or 7 mana, and that would make me feel bad as the if I'm the Rakdos aggro deck. But if you have a lot of other like end step raid triggers, or just like at the end of combat raid triggers, we're cool. But if they're leaning towards, oh, all my raid triggers are on stuff when it enters and like 3 drops when they enter, the card gets very clunky.
I agree with that. If the goal of this card is to activate raid, then I don't like it. If the goal is to staple 2 cards together that we always want in limited, which is destroy something, right? That you need premium removal. And
Mm-hmm.
often many sets have the creatures can't block this turn, which can be sort of a game ender in addition.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you need that on to be removal because you're ending the game, but it's an option to sort of make both of those things slightly more playable, to water down your board clear and give you some extra oomph.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are trying to do raid, I like the idea of instead of putting this onto premium removal, putting it onto a shock, put it onto something much smaller.
That's a good idea. I like
So I
that
want to
quite
see
a lot.
like, yeah, 2 or 3 mana shock that does the same ability, kill something small, and then you get to get your raid triggers in addition.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, painful distraction. Painful distraction is pretty funny. Next we have Mayhem Makers, Art Pending, a two mana uncommon that's a 3/2. It can't block. Attacking creatures get +1/+0. That's
Sign
quite
me up.
good. Yeah.
I like this set.
Yeah.
Nothing seems too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
This is the power level I think I would want to play, and everything seems reasonably like cohesive.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah, all attackers is fine because if you're Rakdos, you would tend to have more attackers and to be swinging more freely. So you just go like, yeah, we just trade damage. Hell yeah, race to the bottom. Gierda, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home. I appreciate those Jeffrey dollars. Last but not least, we have the Titanic Dread Mommy. Sorry, mother. A 9 mana 9/9 with trample. Whenever Titanic Dread Mother is dealt damage, make a 6/6 green dinosaur creature token named Colossal Dreadmaw with trample. Perfect card. Print this.
What the hell?
Print this. Don't listen to
Anytime
anything.
it was dealt damage.
Don't listen to anything Nerd Girl is about to say about this card. Print this shit right now. Directly.
It already has trample, so like they can't chump it, which is kind of nice. If it didn't have trample, I'd be more against this card actually.
Mm-hmm.
Because the idea is like, if they're taking 9, they're probably gonna die anyway, so it's probably fine. And if they're like multi-blocking it, then you're making 1 Dreadmaw, and that's actually fine. It's very expensive, so I think this is fine. I think it's not good, but I think it's fine. Where it gets a little scary is that there was a dinosaur set that had built-in self-damage, because there is a dinosaur cycle like this that when they're dealt damage, they do a thing. And there was like a dinosaur that when it ETB'd, it did 1 damage to every creature on the board. The idea was it kills some of their little stuff and then turn around and activate some of your dinosaurs, which could be really nasty. So if you have self-damage, then this could be too much.
I disagree. It's a 9 mana. It's a 9 mana creature. Rock out with your dread cock out. Next, from Terrence, we have designed exclusively for Commander, Zeus, King of Olympu. A 4-mana Jeskai 2/6 with lifelink and protection from humans. Creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. When you attack, you may exile target instant or sorcery spell from your graveyard. If you do, Zeus deals damage to target opponent equal to that card's mana cost.
No notes. This is sweet.
Yeah, that's hot,
it's
actually.
Perfect amount of like flavor, protection from humans, the lightning bolt, everything. This is legit. I'm super excited about this card.
Well, I think we have it on record that Zeus does not use protection with humans. Like, I think we know that about his character for certain. But I love this as a potential commander. Next, from Blixen, Silver Border started as a stupid joke, became less stupid over time. God's Drunkest Driver, a Jeskai 3/3. You don't lose the game for having 10 or more poison counters. Vehicles you control get +X/+X, where X is the number of poison counters you have. Whenever God's Drunkest Driver becomes tapped, get a poison counter. Listen. That's really funny. I don't think I can sign off on a joke about drunk driving, because that is evil and ruins many, many lives. That is a goddamn hilarious card.
I like the idea of someone dying to their own poison counters because they killed this.
Yeah. Unprintable by Wizards of the Coast, extremely printable and extremely rule zeroable by a group of friends.
I'm on board with the drunk driving thing not being terribly funny.
Yeah.
Or not being a thing we can sign off on. I agree it is in its own way funny, but
God damn.
yeah. Also, Fireball, gross.
Oh, come on.
That's an awful fucking hangover.
Don't be
Jesus.
elitist. Every hangover is awful. It came free with the drinking alcohol. Also,
No.
Dark Muramasa, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. I appreciate those Jeffrey dollars. Alright. This creature, by the way, does die to removal. Dies to removal extremely hard. Next, we have Vishram, Corrupt Lawbringer. A Esper 1/4 with Defender and Extort. Whenever a player commits a crime, detain all non-land permanents they control unless they sacrifice a non-land permanent. Tap, sack a non-land permanent, investigate.
That's
That,
interesting. Whenever a player commits a crime, so you're
well, it is interesting in much the same way that I could send veggie pictures of like rat poop every day for the rest of the year. Very compelling. Yeah, committing crimes is like very, very broad.
it is.
Yeah, it hits yourself too. So this seems like flavorful for a detective. What I dislike is that we do not have a good way to move the game forward. This is a load-bearing instance of extort you have put on this card,
Yeah.
to try to make it so that you're like, I have a win con, it's fine. I personally do not think it's fine. You are aiming for like Esper stacks, but Esper stacks that can't even combo off. Like at least Tivit is going for a combo. This is
I
like
I agree. I don't like this card.
if I see this in the command zone, I'm asking you to swap, and if you don't want to swap, I'm probably recusing myself from that table because I expect that game to be 3 hours and not funny. Which is I want my commander games to be short or I want them to be hilarious.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the ability in general. I think where you went with it is fine. I think the design is fine because you can sack a permanent to avoid it, and then it looks like this breaks parity by. It doesn't even break parity
Mm-hmm.
because you're sacking something to make the investigation, to make the clue that you would sack to then commit crimes. Because
Yeah.
I think the idea is that you should be able to commit crimes because you're corrupt and you're a lawbringer. So you prevent them from committing crimes.
Right.
But it needs to generate the clue tokens without sacrificing something so you can break parity on it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
you have a little bit more of a flavor. So then you are no longer at parity when committing these crimes. And I think that's okay.
Yeah, I would like that more. All right,
I
next.
still think it's way more hoopla than I'm willing to do.
Correct. From Fluffles, we have a Deadlock card. This is Wraith the Rake, a Mardu 2/2. When you cast your second spell each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Wraith and surveil 1. Whenever you cast your third spell each turn, you may remove all counters from Wraith and deal X damage to any target, where X is the number of counters removed. I mean, it's
I think it's
fine.
fine design.
Yeah, it's
My
not.
concern is that these colors don't do this very well.
Yeah, it's not offensive to me. It just doesn't. Because the problem I'm having is there's nothing else in Mardu that screams out to me as like, ooh, yeah, I'm gonna build around Mardu Flurry. Like you have the one cosmonaut from Edge of Eternities that is like, whenever you cast your second spell, get 1/1s or like put a counter on everything. And we might just be a few years away from Wraith being really compelling. But right now, this just seems like Voltron with a lot of extra steps.
Drop white, give it blue, so you can actually pair it and build a deck that has a lot of like the original Wildsville Drain, the Is It color pairing had like a draw a second card thing. Now I
Oh
will
my
say there was
god.
another set recently that had a similar thing in Orzhov, I believe. Was trying to draw extra cards and do a thing. So like there's some precedent, but I think blue would give you a lot more. It opens up things like opt and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Red, blue, black, send it.
All right, from Storm V Rider, Patricide is based. Renault Morgraine, a 5-mana Mardu 5/5 with Menace, Lifelink, and Exploit. Whenever a creature you control exploits a creature, Renault deals damage equal to the exploited creature's power to any target. That's pretty sick. I just think we're missing enough exploit cards to really make this sing. I mean, maybe you just flicker this guy.
Yep. We
Yeah.
need more exploit cards, and most of the good ones are in blue, right?
For exploit, I don't think so. I think it's black. Where oh, actually no, there are plenty of good ones in blue. Yeah. So I think you
Yeah, because
would have to
it was
do.
the zombies, the Demir zombies that did them, and I think most of
Yeah.
the good ones were actually in blue, like the counterspell one and a bunch of others.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some black ones there, but you would definitely have to do like mostly flicker with a couple of your favorite exploit ones. But I think there's something to that.
I don't think there's something to that here though, because he doesn't actually do anything when he exploits except for the ability. So
Hmm.
you need to be getting the exploit ability. Basically, just reads fling the creature at them, right? You have to go through the trouble of flickering this to fling a creature,
Hmm.
and I don't think that's a good mechanic. Like it needs to have something happen with the exploit on the other creatures. I think it's fine on this card if there's the support to back it up, but
Mm.
blinking this guy over and over again, it seems bad.
All right, let me go to quick Scryfall reference. Main Skull, thank you for the 25 streams in a row.
Woo!
All right, let's see how fucked you are doing Mardu exploit, because I do agree that that carries a lot of the card. There are 14 options. We can put counters on each creature. We can draw 2 cards. We can kill a planeswalker. We can fatal push something. We can make people exile from their hand. We can get 2/2/2s. Yeah, you are fucked. You you are straight fucked if we try to build this. So could be a cool idea one day. We need like 2 more sets that care about exploiting.
I
Then
don't mind him not doing anything on exploit because he's activating and giving an added bonus to all your exploit creatures, but I agree, you just need more.
yeah, was built for flavor rather than power. Right, but like whenever you design a custom card, it has to be a good game piece. Like you have to.
It's flavorful and unplayable.
Yeah, like you have to imagine here's you. Here's you. Here's your little custom card. Um and then you have to imagine like here's the land of milk and honey and plenty. Here are the like green grassy fields. Here's the amber wheat growing up into the sky. That's where you want to get, where you're having fun with your friends and you're playing with your flavorful custom card that, you know, that's like super cool. But in between you guys is the playability gate. Oh no. And it has these like big evil spikes around it over the top. And it's not that like you have to have a CEDH playable card that it like has to be good in bracket 3 even, but you have to get over the minimum playability standard. So this is the MPS gate for minimum playability standard. And if your custom card can't get over the minimum playability standard, you can't get into the land of plenty. And the problem most custom cards make is actually the opposite, where they're like, oh, I have to get over the minimum playability standard. I will go straight up into the air. And then those cards suffocate and die on the moon, where they never get printed. Your card's not doing that, but I think we're not quite clearing the gate. What if it was fling damage whenever you sacrifice a non-token creature?
Too good. Nope.
Straight to the moon.
0
Straight to the moon.
to the moon.
All right, from Agumon. We have Haha Fool. I'm also a common rider shill. This is Sento Kiryu, Amnesiac Genius, a 3-mana 1/3 with when you cast your second spell this turn, if both spells cast are the same mana value, unfucking playable. Draw cards equal to mana spent, then discard that many -1. Nope. Eh. 1,000,000 times.
I do like
Thank you, baby.
building restrictions, like companions,
Mm-hmm.
but this is too restrictive.
Yeah, both cards have to have the same mana value. I think it also is poorly defined in the sense of draw cards equal to mana spent. Is that total for the turn, or is that equal to the thing? Like if I lock myself at 2 and I only cast 2 mana spells, do I draw 4 or do I draw 2? which is a little thing that we could fix, but it does frustrate me. Right? It could work if you only play 1, 2, and 3 mana cards, and then you just like probably have a terrible deck. Common Rider build when you craft with a creature and non-creature spell. 4/4 haste vigilance. When this creature enters, if the cards used to craft it had the same mana value, you may cast one of them from exile without paying its mana cost. When this creature attacks, you may exile 2 cards with the same mana value from your graveyard, and if you do, deal damage divided among any number of target creatures equal to that mana value.
On the front, does it specify that it transforms or that it exiles and transforms? Because I think by default, isn't craft?
Craft, I believe, is exile and come back.
Is it?
I
Okay.
think so, yeah.
I thought craft was the one where it didn't a good chunk of the time. Okay. I'm just thinking of the gods or whatever in their set. They were just transformed, I guess. Okay. I think this card is too much. It's trying to do too many things, and it's not doing any of it well enough.
I tend to agree. I think the problem for me is the value generation is so amorphous for how specific this has to be. Like, if you want this deck to do the thing, you really have to commit to, like, all I have is 2-drops. Everything is a 2-drop. You cannot do, oh, I'm doing 1-drops, 2-drops, and 3-drops. You are picking like one of those numbers, maybe a second number, and that's all you get to do forever. Which means if this commander like ever gets collateraled by a board wipe, ever gets removed because they think you're actually going to do a thing, you're left with like a really, really shitty deck. And if you want to be double spelling on a turn, it makes it harder to protect this guy. Because you're probably like spending most of your mana on the early turns trying to turn on double spelling. It just feels it's too restrictive for my money.
Yeah, also the payoff's not that good. Like the draw cards equal to -1. Like,
yeah.
I disagree that the setup can't be worth the squeeze. Like making a bad deck for the sake of Luris, for example, is very good. Can make a really, really good deck, even though it's a bunch of bad cards. But the juice needs to be there, and it just isn't. You got toast money?
I got toast money. We do have to take a little food break because I'm so hungry that I'm getting lightheaded. So give me 1 minute.
So I'm in the same. Okay, cool. I'm in the same boat. That's why when you said noon, I was like, I got to try to eat first, but just didn't have time.
Yeah.
So now I've been trying to sneaky eat my Chipotle off camera.
All right, we munching for a minute.
Let's just hang out and talk shit about everybody's cards that has been submitted. I really like so far. I like the Warhammer set. I think it's a cool mechanic, but the playstyle and the like design is not there for me. I really liked the other one with the vampires. Whose set was that?
That is Aegis Athene. And yeah, they've sent in a lot of heat over the last couple months.
That feels like a really fun format. Like if I was doing a set review, Wizards just released those, I'd be hyped. I'd be hyped to play that.
My idea was it cycles through your deck, try to pitch higher costed cards with the same mana value, so when you craft, you get more value off it. The value is like, I think it still falls pretty short, and I think it's really, really difficult to balance the math of that overall. Like, I think a lot of the times, the deck just won't work, and it will frustrate you. There will be one game where you go like, all right, turn 3, Cento. Next turn, 2-drop, 2-drop. I draw 2 or 4 and then discard 1 or 3. And I'm like hoping that I'm pulling 3-drops to discard 3-drops. But the thing is, the moment you try to put enough in the deck that you could be like looting away 4-drops or 5-drops, your curve gets hosed. Like you would just have very, very little flexibility unless you go like, I have lands, I have 42 drops, and then I have like 29 drops. That's like the only way I think this could be worth it, and I think that is mega Clunksville if the commander ever gets removed.
Maul,
Mm-hmm.
today's Thursday, which means tomorrow's Friday, which means we have a podcast that comes out.
You're
Just wanted to
goddamn
throw
right.
that out there before I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
I went in today's stream telling myself I was going to remind you, and then
Yeah,
I
don't
almost
worry. It's on
forgot.
my mind. It's on my mind.
Chat, remind him before he ends the stream.
Thank you, chat. I appreciate you all reminding me. Got it. Wait, what was I supposed to do? Hold on. I have a what coming out?
Podcast.
I'm gonna open a Canva tab now so I don't forget.
The theme of this one is um the ban announcements,
Mm-hmm.
BNR announcements, and the next one is Ninja Turtle Precon.
Okay.
I'll give your chat a little sneak peek. I get so many comments being like, "Man, that's a sexy thumbnail." You have so many loyal Twitch viewers that come in and hype you up. It's so cute.
My thumbnails are good now. Check this shit out. Hold on. Look at this. Look at this masterpiece.
When I read it, when it said please run any protection, I thought it was gonna say, but like it doesn't feel the same or something. I thought I thought you were gonna go in a totally different direction.
Mm-hmm. But I did not. I went in the
But it
correct
doesn't
direction.
fit. It doesn't fit in the 99.
But it doesn't fit. Void Garden, thank you for the 5 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park. Hey boss, just had a Unara support in League. What do they know that I don't? They know what a lobotomy feels like. Mephistorian, don't fucking do that. Token to put -1/-1 counters on stuff. Evil idea from the devil. Did the deck review procurement change? It's been 2 months that the Ko-Fi doesn't seem to have reset. The Ko-Fi, whoa. The procurement has not changed. I put them live weekly instead of monthly now. That is something that changed maybe about 2 to 3 months ago. But they get set live every Sunday at noon PST. And if you go to the commissions tab, you should see like entries and entries and entries of like, here's a custom card redeem, here's a deck roast redeem, here's a deck review redeem, which is off stream and is slightly different. All right. Are you still munching, Nerd Girl? You good
I
to
can
go?
be done munching.
Mm-hmm.
Total side note question. Chat, how much would you pay to have Maultown play your deck? Just out of curiosity. Throwing that out there. If you could torture Mauled by making him play whatever you wanted, would that be something you'd be interested in?
$5 million. Pretty good. White bread, we'll talk. We'll talk about this.
All right. Where are we going with cards?
Garga, yet another furry, has sent in. Galder, Heroic Leader, a 7 mana Bant 6/6. Vigilance, Lifelink, Ward 2. When Galder enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain Absorb 2 until your next turn. Other knights you control have Hexproof.
What is Absorb 2?
You absorb 2.
What?
Yeah. So if you would absorb 1, you do it again.
That doesn't help me.
I don't know what to tell you. Prevent 2 damage, apparently.
Okay.
This is like not enough for me, actually. For 7 mana?
I mean, it is a 6/6 with Vigilance and Lifelink and Ward that makes other knights have hexproof, which is like you just slot it into a knight stack. The absorb thing is cute. It's certainly helpful.
This man has never seen another knight in his life. He is Galder, Heroic Leader of Elves. Elves and birds and flying space cows that tap for mana. Like seven mana knights deck, please.
That's true. I think this is a bad commander. I can see a knight's deck where this is in it. But then again, he's too crazy for just to not be the commander, I guess.
Yeah, like
I think the ability's worth it. I think the design is cool. I think it does enough stuff. I just don't think it has a home.
I agree with that. I think it wants to be the guy in front of a Legion of Knights, and you can't put him in front of a Legion of Knights because if you ever want to cast him, you have to put him at the front of a Legion of Cultivates.
Yes. A bunch of elves.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
All right, from Storm v Rider, we have Benediction, Lightbound, a 4 mana mono white artifact with equipped creature has lifelink, and when you cast a spell, you gain life equal to that spell's mana value. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have at least 15 life more than your starting life total, transform Benediction.
This was a bitch to get. Holy shit. Anybody else remember the grind to get Benediction?
I was on the Blades of Illidan.
Hot damn, I haven't thought of that word in a long time. Okay, I like it.
Next we have...
I don't remember what it does, but I like it.
It flips into Anathema, Shadowbound. Equipped creature has Death Touch, and whenever you cast a spell, each opponent loses life equal to that spell's mana value. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have half your starting life total or less, transform Anathema. That's pretty hot, actually.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm rocking with that quite a bit.
Yeah, it's super powerful. It's flavorful for the main holy priest.
Mm-hmm.
I like gain and drain. I'm a big Orzhov girly. This is fantastic.
That's way too powerful. I think that's untrue. I think you have to, like, it's a extremely targetable artifact. You have to have it equipped to a creature, so you can either artifact remove or you can creature remove, or you can just beat this motherfucker about the head. It takes 6 mana to get the first static effect, and then you have to begin casting spells to gain the life to get to 55 life to flip it, to then spend the mana to use the spells to burn everybody else down. And at any point, they can stop you. That's nothing for white. You're lying. You're just lying. White can do it much more easily than other colors, but everything has a deck building cost. Even if I can do it quote-unquote easily by putting in a package of like, oh, well, I have Rock's Faithmender, and I have Soul Warden, and I have Authority of the Consuls, that is a genuine cost to put in my deck instead of other better cards that do other things to service the Benediction plan.
Like Red is also making a good point that you're casting it when you're above 55, but I think that this doesn't transform until the beginning of your upkeep, so you have to stay at 55. That creature needs to be like... does this need to be equipped to transform? I think the answer is no.
No, it does not need to be equipped to transform.
So you have to survive an entire turn staying above 55, and when people don't want you to when they team up, that's not terribly
Mm-hmm.
tough. I think that this is not overpowered. I think it does do a lot, but it has infinite ways to interact with it, and I'm not worried about that at all. And also, yeah, someone in chat doesn't know what a benediction is. It was a high-end priest item back in the day before, the rocks were solid. In World of Warcraft, sorry. I
Hold
like
on.
your chat. World of Warcraft, Warhammer, Avatar stuff. This is great. Being here
Hold
is
on.
excellent.
I'm providing an active look into the minds of the people in my chat who think this is too good.
I mean, that card is like $7. And it cost me 9-0 in a GP once. I was 8-0 and I died to this thing when I shouldn't have. I punted and ended up 8-1 for the day. It was
Mm-hmm.
awful.
Yeah, this is like it. I think this is one of Anathema Benediction. I think this is one of the best managed high hoop, high upside I have seen on this stream. I still think it probably does not. I think it probably loses you more games trying to pull it off than it wins you games for having pulled it off. But I think it is cool. It is satisfying. I think Orzhov has enough synergy to support doing life gain and opponent life loss that you are not dead in the water when it's not working. And I like the dream of it. Yeah, but this is terminally fine.
I
I
like it.
Yeah, I think this is big red warning sign for anybody who thinks this is too powerful. Next from Zyro, Dimir signpost for a set. Archetypes care about enchantment and poison for the sake of theft. First card is Lunazoan Conscription, a 5-mana kindred enchantment. It's a jellyfish aura. Enchant target creature, you control target creature. Enchanted creature has base power and toughness 2/2, has toxic 2, and is a jellyfish in addition to its other types.
It doesn't take away any of its other abilities. So if it has like flying and stuff, menace, pretty relevant for toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, seems good.
I still sign off on this. The next card is Moon Shadow Knightomancer, a 3-mana jellyfish warlock. They are a 2/3 with Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent mills 2 cards. Whenever an opponent gets a poison counter, exile a card from their graveyard. Then, if an opponent has 6 or more poison counters, you may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost. Ooh.
I like Constellation and I really love Jellyfish. So I don't know who made these, but I like you.
I'm fucking with this one now.
I
It's
love Constellation and Sea Creatures. This is great.
mm-hmm. I I think if you want these to be usable in Commander, you might have to do like whenever one or more. Because if you are in Commander and you like proliferate poison counters and you go exile 3 cards, one opponent has 6 or more, I free cast 3 cards that I exiled. I think that interaction gets too good. But for Dimir Signpost in a draft set, I'm fucking with it. I'm fucking with it crazy.
Yep, I like this card. I like both of them. They're great.
All right, from Pejman, we have No Name Assassin, and everything but green, 4-color 3/4. Whenever they enter or attack, exile an assassin card from a graveyard with a pedigree counter on it. No Name Assassin has all activated abilities, triggered abilities, and all noble phantasms of cards in exile with pedigree counters on them. So, Nerd Girl, for your edification, we cannot keep putting these fucking keywords that absolutely need reminder text onto cards with no reminder text. A noble phantasm is a thing where if you control the card, it has a flip side that you may cast by discarding a card, but it's normal, like it's a different permanent. It's not flipping the card. It is like an instant on the back of a creature, and you cast the instant by discarding a card when you control the creature.
And this is a made-up mechanic.
A made-up mechanic, yes.
Okay. I don't know. It's doing too many things.
Goddamn right. But
and the moving art's cool, but I keep getting distracted. Every time I try to process, I'm like, what is happening?
Words are happening!
Cool. It is cool, though.
I think this is for what I've seen of your other Noble Phantasm cards, yeah, sure. I do think 0 out of 10 on printability because it's so convoluted.
Agreed.
Next from Helios. Please, Watsy, give us a Jund Werewolf Commander. We have Tovalar Bloodsinger, a 4-mana 4/4. Other wolves and werewolves you control have Devour 1, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, if 2 or more creatures died this turn, it becomes Night. Then transform any number of werewolves you control, and they transform into Tovalar Blood Howler. 5/5 trample. Wolves and werewolves have trample. Whenever 1 or more wolves or werewolves you control deal combat damage to a player, return a wolf or werewolf creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Perfect card. Perfect card. No notes.
No.
Perfect card. Print it. Give it to me.
Not to the battlefield.
Give it to me. Yes, wolves suck. They fucking suck.
I've seen some pretty good wolf decks.
In what, Pioneer 8 years ago?
Oh, in Commander, we had one.
That is a goddamn lie. That is a goddamn lie.
That's a lie.
Was Voja pictured? Was Voja in the picture of the good wolf deck?
No.
Who was it? Who was the commander?
It was some girl, I think. I don't know.
Tolsmere?
Maybe.
Selesnya Creature Vomit disguised. Selesnya Creature Vomit at a furry convention for the weekend is not a wolf deck. Thank you kindly. We need this. We need this. The true teen wolves. We need this shit.
No, it's already a fine rate, and I'm fine with it. Just put them in your hand. Don't put them onto the battlefield. That's a lot.
Battlefield.
No, that's too much.
Battlefield. It's
especially
the right
they'll
amount.
have trample, so you can't even block all of them appropriately.
Right, you
so
can.
Stop it. No.
Next, from Triple Mango Threat, Mauldown the Client. 2 NFI Rexian Blue. Upload. When you upload your video, your YouTube video, you must use the title your editor titled it to bait engagement from the commenters. Whenever your editor sends a Discord message, you must heart it. Beautiful card. Perfect. I'm going to go heart your last Discord message. Thank you, Mango.
I was trying to think if Decked Out did that. It would just be like numbers.
It actually, let me look and see if it worked, because there was
Helios, that's not true. I like werewolves. I really do.
That's not true. You're a werewolf hater.
Putting a werewolf on the battlefield every turn is scary. That's a lot.
So I did it with a video where the file name was 111 Roast Draft 4, and I forgot to give it a title, and I got like 10 comments in the first 2 minutes being like, I'm here for 111 Roast Draft 4. I love 111 Roast Draft 4. So it works. Oh, and then I don't even have power toughness. That's fucked up. That forehead? Calm down, Terrence. Calm the fuck down. Okay. From Sage Cure, a point redeem. Yon the Unforgotten! A 4-mana Esper, which no, unfortunately that's correct.
I was gonna say, it feels like
a 3/4. Whenever they deal combat damage to a player, if they would die, exile it with a mass counter on it. Yon gets +1/+1 for each card with a mass counter on it, and +2/+2 for each demon exiled with a mass counter. Tap, look at target opponent's hand. That player chooses a card from it. If you guess that card's name correctly, exile it with a mass counter on it. This card is perfect. Give it to me now.
It is interesting.
Now.
I wish that it wasn't a tap ability to do the thing, but I feel like if it was on combat damage, it would be too strong because it does all the things.
Right.
But I wish we could dial it down in some way to make it on combat damage. You get to do the thing because I want to do both. I want to look at your hand and do the thing, but I also want to attack you, right? Does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it's the reason I like it as a Yone player is it feels very flavorful to like Yone wants to scrap, but not until he has like he can't just fight you. He has to
Yeah.
spend like his early laning phase is so weak that he has to spend the early laning phase not fighting you and trying to bait you and trying to like get you to mess up, or how he has to like
Mhm.
correctly predict how you're going to move, and then he gets powerful enough to fight you, and then he just runs at you.
I'm wondering, is there a world where he should have a smaller front and a bigger butt with the idea that he is preventing things from running into you, like he's the infinite blocker. Sort of like the way the One Ring works is if someone blocks the One Ring, regardless of whether or not that creature survives, it gets sacked, right? That's like one of the levels on the One Ring.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
everything that this deals combat damage with, he exiles, so they don't want to scrap with you, and you're not doing the combat thing. So you're
Hmm.
sitting back on D and then just activating at instant speed to rip apart their hands until he's big.
I would like that a lot because that is
So if
also.
it was like a 2/5, it's a little bit more, it makes more sense
Mhm.
thematically.
Yeah, because Yone is also, if you are good at Yone, almost impossible to harass out of lane. Like he's very, very good
Mhm.
at just surviving until he has the resources to fight you. Yeah, you're sitting back on D was a crazy line, but we're gonna move right past it.
Is that not how you say it?
Nope, you said it. You said it super right. Uh,
Is
yeah,
it dirty?
nope, definitely not.
What? You you're
Nope.
either okay.
But that is a great suggestion for this card. Next we have Mikhail, the Uncertain Tomorrow, a devoid or black commander that's a 0/1. Your hand size is 0 and cannot be increased. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, look at the top card of that player's library. You may exile that card with a time counter on it, and if it doesn't have suspend, it gains suspend. If you do, lose life equal to that spell's mana value.
Ew.
This sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Very,
Sounds
very
awful.
creative and experimental, much in the same way that pouring river water in my shoes is creative and experimental. I want to know what it feels like. Plot twist, it feels terrible.
Squishy. It's such a worse like Bob.
True. Next we have from Wolf Slicks, the Trapper, Evan McMillan. A 4 mana green 4/4. Creatures with power 2 or less can't block the Trapper. 1 tap, make a trap artifact token with tap, sack this artifact, remove target attacking creature from combat. If its toughness is 2 or less, destroy it. At the beginning of each end step, if no combat damage was dealt to a player this turn, untap the Trapper. I don't want to sound crazy, but I don't think we should be promoting mono green fog.
I think it's okay. It's
I,
giving you like the Maze of Ith effect on like so it's like a snare. If it's a big creature, it slows them down, but
mhm.
if it's a small creature, it just eats them, which is cool. I think this is flavorful and fine.
I think
I like it. I'm on
I
board.
it's because you're the devil. Brewer, it's because I think you sent in under the redeem that does not work today, and I do not see you under the redeems that do work today. All right,
You
from
have the nerd girl seal of approval, Wolf.
it's turbo fog into what? That's my exact problem. I'm presuming eventually you just make the trapper big, or maybe you have like the biggest greenish shitheads ever, and you're like, all right, it's late game now. I'm gonna play my 9/9 colossal dreadmaw that makes more colossal dreadmaws.
Yeah, the colossal dread mommy.
Yeah.
Pregnant dinosaur.
All right, next from Hedgeman, we have Utsuho, Runaway Reaction, a 4-mana Sultai bird demon. There are 2/4 with Flample. Sources you control have radioactive. They deal damage in the form of -1/-1 counters to creatures and in the form of rad to players. Whenever a player mills one or more cards, put a +1/+1 counter on Utsuho. This one pisses me off. I can't I cannot abide. What if we just made damage worse? I dislike that.
So yeah, instead of dealing damage, you're getting rad counters.
Mm-hmm.
So
Which
sort
like
of like like poison, whatever.
yeah, which is like well yeah, because it can deal damage, but it just mills you. But like the only time I've seen this done well is when WotC did it, and they did it with Mind Skinner, and the trade-off was his stats were like too fucking insane. Right? Like damage
Yeah.
was worse damage, but his theoretical damage was incredible. Um Whereas this is just I'm gonna have an impossibly big Voltron target, but it doesn't matter because oh actually you just speed run commander damage because commander damage is still commander damage. Oh, despicable. No, I'm totally out now. I'm sorry, Pedgman.
Oh, is that yeah, that I guess that would work.
Yeah, because even if it's not being dealt as like life loss, it's still you're still
So how
dealing
would you so
damage.
in the app you would add commander damage and then gain the life back?
There's no life gain, but you would.
No, no, but when you take
Oh
commander
yeah, yeah, yeah.
damage,
Yes, yeah.
huh?
Which means you just
That's
and it's also a player.
it's cool, kind of cool for like all the any like self mill, which is kind of fun.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think this is cute. I don't like it as a card.
Yeah.
It is an interesting design. It's doing something I find unique and fun, but what it is doing is not where I want it to be.
Hmm. Statting this more like Mind Skinner, would that fix it then? IMO yes, but statting it, you can't just make it insane because you are treading the line of like radioactive does still deal damage, whereas Mind Skinner you're like, we're dealing damage. Like we have to balance. It has to be better than a normal creature because if it's a normal creature, we have just made damage worse damage. If it is Mind Skinner good, we are speed running commander damage, and then it is just Sultai Voltron go to sleep. So it has to be somewhere in the middle where it does enough that the but I don't even know if you can make the radiation threatening because you are always killing like the radiation never matters. The radiation
So
is
that's not the
just
way radioactive is not a real thing, right? Like there's the
no,
rad
it's not a real
counters.
thing. It's not a real thing.
So what if we did something like you guys know the card Guilt Feeder? It's a 0/4, I believe, and it has fear and it deals damage based on the number of cards in your library or in your graveyard. I'm sorry, excuse me, your graveyard. So what if there was like some middle ground where your creatures dealt, you know, half their damage, they apply that many rad counters. And this thing's power, it deals damage, it's a 0, but deals damage based on the number of rad counters you have. Is that an interesting design that sort of splits the baby into something more in the realm of you can't have your creatures do 0 damage. I think the idea of radioactive is not good enough. So I like the idea of like, oh, I dealt 4 to you, you get 2, you take 4 and you get 2 rad counters. And we balance that with mana cost, CMC, whatever, whatever. And then
Yeah.
this thing hits like a guilt feeder based on rad counters.
I'm rocking with that then. Yes. Then I'm like fully in on the radioactive bird lady.
That sounds like fun. I would love to see some sort of guilt feeder design space with this card, with this mechanic.
Yeah. All right, from Babadook. We have Magus of the Dies to Removal, a 2-mana hybrid Orzhov 3/3 with Flash and Death Touch. When this creature enters, starting with you, each player chooses a creature you don't control. For each creature chosen this way, starting with you, each player votes for yes or no. If yes gets more votes or the vote is tied, destroy that creature. If no gets more votes, that creature gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn.
Interesting.
That is a word for it, yes.
So it dies at tide. Huh. Uh, yeah, this is fine.
Hell yeah. It doesn't die to removal, actually. It is only 3 mana.
That is true, but for the wrong reasons.
For the very correct reasons.
God
Next from
damn it. That was the
Stormview
most
Rider.
infuriating podcast I've ever been a part of.
Next from Stormview Rider. The goal, make a 1-drop repeatable token generator that would not break limited. United in Peace, a hybrid Selesnya enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, make a 1/1 green and white citizen creature token. Whenever a creature you control dies, sacrifice this enchantment. They said it would be peace in our time. We wanted to believe them.
That's a really cool design space.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, my first instinct is this sucks. But
Mhm.
how many 1/1s do you have to make before you're willing to, like, be happy? And I think the answer is like 2 or 3. So the idea that your token deck has to chill for a minute and not be getting in the initial 1 or 2 damage, which I think in a commander game you don't really care about, for the idea of getting a very high rate on this 1 mana, making 4 dudes, that feels good. I'm
Yeah.
into it.
That's pretty cool, actually. And then super dies to removal because it dies to other people's removal.
Yeah, but if they're spending their removal on one of my 2 or 3 1/1s that I made for 1 mana, sign me the fuck up.
Yeah.
That seems very cool. It's a neat way to play your tokens deck, wanting you to sit back a little bit and hang out. And it's also really flavorful. Like the idea that your population stops making 1/1s because you went to war is very cool as well.
Everybody stopped fucking because somebody got shot. Great. Great. Next, we have Aegis Athene with the Sky March Exsanguinator. A 3-mana 2/2 with flying and lifelink and raid. At the beginning of your end step, if you attack this turn, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Has Mayhem of double black. That guy's evil.
This card's great.
Yeah, fucking print it and then I'm taking it. And then from Elikman, follow-up question for Nerd Girl. For the Dimir 2/2 with Death Touch that looted on entry, you said it wasn't good enough. Should I give it a totally different payoff, or is the text box fine and it just needs better stats?
Let me go find the card. This is from the first batch.
Yeah, this is it's a 2/2, or it's a 3-mana 2/2 with Death Touch. On ETB, draws and discards. If you played it from a graveyard, you draw 2 instead of draw 1.
For some reason, I'm not seeing that one. Hang on. Yeah, I don't see that one in Elecman's first batch. Is there an older? Oh, never mind. I see the older batch. Yeah. 3 mana. Yeah, Death Touch. I want it to be like 3 mana, 2/2, just draw a card, no Death Touch.
Oh, so no discard.
Yeah. Like, in order for me to be more happy with this card, it just needs to be net positive and let me keep my card. Like,
Fair play.
you would be paying an egregious rate for what you're getting stat wise. with the idea that you're going to get that reoccurring value over time as you build the deck. So I think the card is like almost fine on its own without the recursion stuff. And
Mhm.
then in order to make it fine, I just want that card. And I think that would be too good. You have to punish it in some other way. So remove Death Touch, add a colorless, do something.
Yeah. Uh, Stormby Rider, absolutely not. Pedgeman, yes. Shadow Realm for indecency, for sure. We are going to the manual ad break, and then it is going to be time for Wave 2. Nerd Girl, you are good to keep going, yes?
Yep.
Beautiful. All right, I'm gonna hit the manual ad break. I'm gonna put up the next round of commissions.
Well, while they're buying that and you're queuing it up, I'm going to take a quick restroom break. Be right back.
That makes sense. Mm, I'm ambivalent, Alex DeGreat. This set seems to have a lot of throwaway guys. So like Death Touch plus card fixing goes a long way. I think that is less true when every archetype has a million bodies to throw at you. Death Touch, like a million bodies that will have power that will kill this guy. If this was like a 1, and it shouldn't be for 3 mana. If this was like a 1/6 for some rate where I'm like, okay, everything but their rare is going to die against this wall, or even if it was like a 1/4, 1/3, then I'm like, this is a wall that people are not going that are going to have trouble getting over, and then it might even play too good. Like it's a very fine line, but right now I think we're on the side of the line where we don't even want to necessarily like the death touch doesn't feel great because we have to trade it away over dog shit. And then we can reconstruct it, which is great. But I would also rather keep the card for how not impactful it feels as death touch blockers go. Because there's a lot of flying, there is a lot of menace, there is a lot of first strike, and then there are a million things that are either like that either swing wide enough or swing tall enough that I would have to trade this away before I wanted to. Is there meant to be 2 10-slot pack of ones? Yes, the first group of ones did not quite sell out, so I'm going to hold back on putting out any more packs of 5 until we see if those sell out or not. All right, the first group has sold out, and then we will put up more point redeems as well.
All right. Whose hard work are we destroying now?
The hard work of me going to the kitchen to look for another snack because I am still very, very hungry because I am a child. So I will be right back.
All right. I'll tell your chat lots of embarrassing Malltown stories. How are you guys doing? I know I'm not as entertaining as Veggie, but I hope I have some insightful points for you guys. Do you watch a lot of anime? Not a lot, but I used to watch a lot, and in the past 10 years or so, it's been drastically reduced, mostly because I just don't have access, but I'm up to date on like, free Rin and stuff like that. Some of the more like groundbreaking ones, also like if it makes it onto like Netflix, I tend to, but I haven't had access to like Crunchyroll and I don't seek out anime like I once did when I was younger. Tell us how he's secretly a green player and loves Big Stompy. I'll say this, decked out guests get to choose the decks first. So every time you see him play green on the show, he chose that. Have you ever watched anime Ghost Stories, specifically the original English dub, Nerd Girl? I have not. Who was your League main? Sona. Sona main. Originally, it was Annie, but that was back when the rocks were still soft. When I first started playing League, I bought the DVD from Target, and it came with all 20 heroes that were available. That's it. There was no other heroes, and I was an Annie main. Yeah, most games were sold Sauron on CDS. I still have a lot of my old like World of Warcraft discs from the expansions as well to download. Yeah, Malta baby, I'm ancient. I'm actively incredibly old. Do I have a favorite League skin? I usually use the DJ Sona because it's like the epic skin. It's one of the coolest ones that I have. My favorite thing to do back in the day when I used to play a lot was to have Little Red Riding Hood Annie and have someone play Grandma Warwick. And that was my favorite thing to do in the game. I thought that was super cute. Um, I also love Gentleman Cho'Gath. Gentleman Cho'Gath is always a fan favorite. And again, I'm old. I haven't kept up with things. I haven't played like competitively or whatever in a long, long time. I fire it up, play a couple of games, for a month or 2 months, and then not again for a year, and then I do it again. But I used to play like hundreds of hours a week. We used to play so much. I used to be a big old school Dota fan. What started League of Legends was Dota, the original Warcraft 3 mod map. And I was a big like Lion and Lesh fan. Uh what was the fairy's name? The dragon fairy? Puck? Oh god, I love me a Puck.
You were a Puck player?
I was a super Puck player, yeah. And Lich was one of my favorites. So back in the
Lich
day,
is
I used
pretty
to play a
funny.
lot of MOBA, but now I play substantially less.
Yeah, but now you could start grinding ranked with Z and I. That would be so much fun, right?
I am
Be really
a
fun and
one-trick
good.
pony, but I would be down.
Really fun and good.
I need to learn new characters if I were to get back into it.
Hey, Dropper Card, thank you very much. Today we are looking at customs. I am also going to throw out a new round of point redeems. All right, those are now open. You may all flood the board for wave 2, and then we will resume disparaging your beautiful creativity, which I'm very grateful to you all for sharing with us.
Yeah.
So first, from Wolfslay's Leon Kennedy, a 4-mana Boros 2/2 with Vigilance and Metalcraft. When Leon Kennedy enters the battlefield, search your library for 2 artifact equipment cards with mana value 3 or less. Reveal both, put one into your hand and the other on the battlefield. Oh, the Metalcraft ability is if you control 3 or more artifacts, Leon gets +2/+2 and has reach.
This needs to cost more. I think for 4 mana, you're getting too much of a deal to get a card in your hand and onto the battlefield, and they all cost 3 or less, which is like all the swords. So that's too
Colossus
good.
Hammer, by the way.
Yeah. This needs to cost more. I think it's a cool design space. I think it's fine at rare. I wouldn't hate if it cost 5 or 6.
The real were you put them in the there's a thread in the Dear Maldhound channel in my Discord. So if you go to my Discord, there's a channel called Dear Maldhound. There's a thread called Nerd Girl Custom Card Thread. You put it in there. Ooh, opponent chooses one to hand, other to bin. Then I would be cool on 4. But yeah, right now this is, hey, what if for 4 mana I got 3 cards,
Hmm.
which is a lot. Uh,
Giving him a built-in vigilance as well is just a
mm-hmm.
very relevant thing when you're stacking him with equipments.
Yeah. Next we have Ada Wong, mandatory Auga, a 4 mana Grixis 1/3 with Skulk. Whenever they deal combat damage to a player, exile the bottom card of their library face up. Starting with that player, each player in turn may bid any amount of life. After the bidding ends, the player who bid the most life loses that much life and may cast that card without paying its mana cost. If an opponent wins a bid, make 3 treasure tokens. That's actually pretty fucking cool.
Because it's starting with that player and not starting in like turn order or whatever, it means that
Mm,
it'll who gets the final bid will always matter.
yeah.
I wish this was a silent bid. I don't like punishing the last
Ooh.
player in the turn order as much.
Yeah, secretly bids a life.
And there are cards that do that. I can't think of it off the top of my
I
head,
mean,
but
like
it was like
Wheel
everybody
of
take,
Misfortune basically does that.
yeah. There was definitely one that got played on Decked Out where it was like everybody takes 7, and then the person who bids the lowest also takes an additional half their life. That was pretty
Mm-hmm.
brutal. I like this as a silent bid.
Yeah, I second silent bidding, and then that's really fun.
I think that's awesome.
All right, next from Aegis, we have a 6 mana Rakdos rare, a 5/5 with haste. When they attack, each opponent sacrifices a creature. Each opponent who didn't sacrifice a non-token creature this way loses 5 life.
So it doesn't say you have to sacrifice a non-token creature. So here's the fucked up thing. If you only have tokens, you lose it to a creature and take 5.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
fuck
that's
you. Don't be
gonna
a token player.
and you can't even like choose not to sack and take the 5. You must sack.
Absolutely. Don't be a token player. Those are the rules. They're very simple. Welcome to the draft set. Get bent. Exactly.
It's a rare, and so at rare, I think this is limited. It's whatever, right? Wait, each
Well,
opponent. No, no,
this is for limited only. This is not for commander.
because it removes their blocker is the problem. So
Yeah,
6 mana, you swing into their like 10/10 or whatever. They have to chump it or trade it, and then or like sack it. I mean, and then it's punish on punish. Too much
mm-hmm.
punish.
Yeah, it's a 6 mana rare. What do you want it to do? You know,
Mm,
you saw what the 6 mana rares in Lorwyn did.
yeah, too much.
No. Exactly perfect. Exactly perfect. All right, from Garga, we have the Hero, a 5 mana Jeskai 3/4 with flying and double strike. Each creature you control that shares a name with exactly one other creature you control has double strike. Whenever another creature enters, you may have its name become the same as another creature on the battlefield. This ability triggers only once each turn. Uh, so close. So close in my mind. Um, what do you
So
think,
this
Virgil?
doesn't say that it has the same name, but if it is a legendary creature in its own right, does that legendary rule itself?
Uh,
Because normally it has to specify it is not a legendary in addition to its other types.
yeah.
So you've now they're both legendary creatures, and you've changed its name to legally have that name. So I think it might
Mhm.
legendary rule itself. So that feels not
It
right.
it may, but it's meant to be a precon commander where you want duplicates of creatures, and so it makes sense to me as like this is the one solo guy, and then he's turning everybody else into doubles. The problem in my mind is we have a Jeskai commander with flying and double strike, which means this is a Voltron commander, no matter what you do.
Mhm.
We have a relatively expensive guy with evasion and innately has double strike. Like whatever you intend for the precon deck to do, this is just tape swords to him, which disappoints me. And so I feel like he should be. I would want him to be way cheaper, no double strike. Like make him 3 mana, make him 3 mana, make him a flying 2/3, cut double strike. That way, like he can be in the air, and he can give your board double strike for tempo, but you can get the name thing going earlier.
Yeah, I like the name thing on like a 2/4 wizard. I like the flying double strike 3/4 on a dragon hero. I feel like
Yeah.
you have two very different cards here that are doing very actively different things. I agree with that.
Next from A, because my Discord has streamer mode on, Boomerang. A 2 blue mana 0/1 with flash. When he enters, return target permanent to its owner's hand. And then we have a fucking Shakespeare quote in the flavor text. I hate this. It's 10 out of 10 card. I hate this.
Why is it not airbending?
Because it's Boomerang.
Uh
Are you smiling
I read that
yet?
as like old Aang.
I know you did. I know you did.
My brain doesn't do the whole word sound like other word.
But words sound like other words.
I can't. My brain
Get
doesn't
fucking
work that way. I was like,
enunciated on.
old Aang. Why would old Aang just bounce your shit? Yeah, that's whatever. I'm down. The rate is okay, and I like the idea of you being able to like airbend your own permanence and do a thing. So that seems fun and limited.
All right, from Wolf Slays, Wolf, Precon player, a Wooburg 5/5 wizard. Whenever you cast a legendary creature that is the commander of an official Precon, make a token copy of that creature that is not legendary.
That's interesting.
I love how you lie.
What about secondary commanders? Those don't count?
I think on a previous stream we looked at this and somebody raised the point of like you should differentiate between face commander and backup commander.
Because when it says is the commander of an official precon, that I think that is the picture on the box, which is the main commander, not the backup commander.
Yeah.
Either way, I don't know why we're doing this.
Because they love commanders. I heard you like commander, so I put more commander in your commander so that while you commander, you could commander.
But then you get all these double copies of random things that aren't synergizing together. Like precon commanders are so synergistic, and they need a bunch of cards to help them. Like what is
They're
a second,
so cool.
Like Scarecrow, not the king, whatever. Like from this set, like that's not doing anything in this Wooburg deck.
Yeah, it is. Can I direct your attention to what's on screen?
But that's not our commander. The other thing's our commander.
Yeah, but I'll play it. I'll find a way.
So you're going to have 17 bad commanders and hope to draw Joda?
Hell yeah.
This is why you lose on Decked Out all the time.
I'm trying to defend Wolf. I'm doing my best. But yeah, this is weak as hell. All right, back to the Magic Brewer who bought Ko-Fi slots, which thank you very much for that support.
Thank you.
We have Vixen, Heir of Tantu, a 4-mana, mostly hybrid Gruul 4/4. At the beginning of each combat, Vixen gains all activated and triggered abilities of target non-human creature you control until end of turn.
That's sick. That's flavorful as hell. She turns into the animals.
Yeah, some Animorph shit.
Yeah, that's cool. It doesn't seem overly powerful.
Yeah, I'm rocking with it. For the other one, John Stewart, Willful Tactician, a 4-mana Selesnya 4/4. During your turn, green permanents you control have hexproof, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you may behold an equipment or vehicle. All right, I'm already in because I love the idea of being like, check out my Honda. If you do, make a token that's a copy of that permanent. Oh, check out both my Hondas, except it's green and has when this artifact becomes the target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it.
Oh, sick. So the Green Lantern is making like Phantasmal images. Huh.
Hold on. No, 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 no.
That's a
I
that's
know
a
where we're putting
cool
you.
that's a cool design space. Well done, flavorful. I
Well,
think
see,
this one
you would think that, and yet they still go into the Hall of Super Mega Shame for bastards because this is way too cool for green. Infinite, way too fucking cool for a green card. No shot. I can't let you. I can't let you do it. I can't let you do it. But yeah, this is perfect. This is awesome. Very big fan of that.
it's very cool. The other one seemed very like underpowered, understated, and balanced. I liked it. This one feels like it could definitely be a little overstated because even
Mm-hmm.
though they're phantasmal images or whatever they're called, um, they still have to target them, right? And oftentimes those are with spells. Even if it's like a shock that wouldn't normally kill it, it's still like a piece of cardboard. This feels
Yeah.
very, very strong. Especially because it's at the beginning. Oh, it's of your upkeep. Okay, I guess they have a turn to answer it. That's cool though.
Yeah,
I would
that's
love to
very, very
see a
sick.
version of this where instead of it being permanent, it was like till end of turn, but you could activate it and you can kind of
Mm.
make them on command.
Yeah, and then that should be like a blue lantern, and it should be a blue card, and that would be really fucking cool. Next, from Delicious Orange, we have Fleeting Glimpse Miyako. Mandatory Auga. Mandatory what the fuck is wrong with you? 3 mana, Azorius Tutu with Airbending Ninjutsu. Not a sentence I thought I would have to read below cat boobs. So 2 mana, airbend an unblocked attacker you control. Put this creature into play from your hand or exile, tapped and attacking. Um, or exile. What the fuck? Uh, Azorius, airbend this creature. Make a 1/1 white and blue spirit ninja creature token, but this creature can't be blocked. I think fuck you. I think go fuck yourself.
Why does she have ninjutsu?
Right.
Because, like, you don't need to cheat her in. It's just 1 mana cheaper.
Well,
It's
it's
not doing anything.
well, she has ninjutsu, so that way they could put airbend on her too, so that you could ninjutsu her back in. Because the ninjutsu they have written on this card is different from normal ninjutsu in that you can do it from exile.
So you can, yeah.
So they want you to like airbend ninjutsu her in for 2,
Hmm.
replay your good ETB for 2. Next turn, bend to airbend her, make a 1/1 unblockable, swing something else, hope it doesn't get blocked, airbend that thing again, repeat the process.
Yeah, but she doesn't have to have ninjutsu to do that. You could just play her for 3 and airbend this creature to your hand and do it over and over again.
Yeah, but then you can't airbend your other stuff. Like she's meant to be a blink engine, but different.
I see. Okay. So the ninjutsuing her in is not the important thing. It's airbending the thing when you do it.
Yeah, it is. You get her in, which is whatever, but you don't actually want her in. You want to airbend something else on your board, and then like if you have to, you airbend her back out to get unblockables.
Yeah. It it feels like the thing that's going to be either absolute ass or busted as hell. I don't know. It's weird and wonky and that's cool, but I don't think so. Not for me. It's in that territory of either awful or broken.
Yeah, I don't think the force of will interaction actually matters. She is not as strong as Yuriko. Holy shit, we can't be lying like that. We cannot be lying like that. I whatever you want to do with this, I don't trust you. I don't think
Hmm.
it's as strong as Yuriko. Um, but I do think we are like needling in too hard on one pet interaction that we're trying to force work.
I agree with that.
All right, then Magic Brewers Marvel Rivals vs. Capcom. Tron Bon, Mech Raider, a 5-mana Grixis 2/4 with Fabricate 3, and other non-token pirates you control have Fabricate 1. Whenever a servo you control enters or dies, Tron Bon deals 1 damage to target player.
Enters or dies in these colors?
Hell yeah. It's a servo. It's 1 damage.
It's
What
2 damage with
murder?
every creature you make makes another thing.
What murder? Yeah, I mean, they're pirates, dog. They suck.
And then you have the cards like Saheeli that make a servo every single time you cast an instant or sorcery or something. Like, ay
He
ay
was the
ay.
best commander around.
Hey, good. That's a hell of an ability.
I genuinely don't think it is because it's target player. If this was each player, I would be like, hell yeah, crazy style. I don't think for on a 5-mana commander, 1 direct damage to 1 player is as quirked up as we might think.
But it's so many times. It's 3 damage built on the commander.
Yeah. My 5-mana commander deals 3 damage on ETB. I'm so sorry.
And makes 4 bodies that you can then sack and do a bunch of things. No, 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 no. That's stronger than
I
you
think
think.
you're tweaking about 3 and 4 card combos that every deck gets. Like this is the this is the like, oh my god, Alania cannot be trusted. Well, certainly not when you have like a gutter snipe on board, and certainly not when you have 10 lands, and certainly not when you have Archmage Emeritus. Like I think the stuff you have to do to set this up is like super earned, and if you just shoot, like if you do the most aggressive thing you can and somebody just shoots Tron Bon, you go, great, I have dealt 6 damage to 1 player, I will see you all in 2 turns.
All you have to do is play anything that, even if it didn't deal the damage, I'm not even that worried about that. I'm worried about giving every single creature you control Fabricate.
Well, it's other non-token pirates. Those are bad creatures. Because it's not just any creature, it has to be a non-token pirate. Which, like, they've gotten
Maybe I
better.
have more faith in pirates than you.
Yeah, I have no faith in I have no faith in these motherfuckers. I've looked at so many pirate decks. These guys suck. These guys suck ass.
I don't know. The one time I played a pirate deck, I killed everyone very quickly.
Because, like, there's a Jeskai commander who does this for a mana cheaper at giving everything Fabricate, and this one doesn't even get out of control. And this is everything you have.
Yeah, but it doesn't have a built-in Mirkwood Bats.
Right, because it's a mana cheaper and it gives everything Fabricate, but you're talking about, like, the bodies getting out of control and every body making a body. But this
Yeah.
is more limited bodies and a very shitty creature type.
With a Mirkwood Bats. Like, stop saying Mirkwood Bats doesn't kill people.
Yeah, 1/3 of Mirkwood Bats does not kill people. Mirkwood Bats is each opponent. That matters a fuckload.
Mm, that is true. That is true.
That's what, like, if this was each opponent, I would be crashing out. If this was each opponent, Magic Brewer would be banned from this Twitch chat. It would be insane. It would be indefensible.
That is true.
But like commander
But
specific,
Mirkwood Bats doesn't also let you make a token every time you cast any creature.
and it's not any creature.
In a pirate deck, it is any creature in your deck.
Right, but if you have made a pirate deck such that it's any creature in your deck, I know you have played 40 creatures who suck. That's the trade-off. Is I know you have played 40 creatures who are fucking dog shit. Cuz there's like
They are certainly not as good as they could be, but I think this is better than you think. I don't think this is outrageous. I
I
just
think
think
this
this
is
is
Chronicle of Victory all over again, where you came fresh off a draft game where you got stomped by this card, so you're
the card
going.
is good. You are so wrong about this card. I don't know how you think this card is not good.
I do think this card is good. I just think that you think this card is much better than Veggie and I think this card is because you got killed by it 20 minutes before we recorded about it. That's what I think.
No, I
And
got killed a lot by it
I,
a lot of times.
Trombon's fine. Trombon is
I
fine.
think it is
Gorging Fallen.
weird. Too much.
Gorging Fallen, a hybrid Rakdos 0/1 with Menace. Gets plus X plus 0, where X is the amount of life you lost this turn, and gets plus 0 plus Y, where Y is the amount of life your opponents lost this turn. Definitely don't want this to be primarily a draft card. This is like a commander only special.
Yeah, I think this is okay. It feels like you have to do a lot to make this good, and what it's doing is within the realm of reason.
Yeah. Yeah, this seems like it is in a like Jund or Grixis precon, and then it's pretty cool. But you got to get through so many hoops for this to be anything that it should not be in draft.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be good enough in draft at all.
And then from Realwar, a Kingdom Hearts card, Sora, the Uniting Key, a 4-mana Naya 2/2, gains +1/+1 for each ally you control. When Sora enters the battlefield, put a Keyblade artifact from your hand, library, or graveyard onto the battlefield and equip it. Absolutely not. Go to hell.
The ally thing is a real thing now.
Get you right in the hall of super mega shame for bastards. No shot. I refuse to let you tutor out what I don't even know what your Keyblade artifacts are, but I know they are of the devil. It's not ally slop. This is like you have some ally. Are we missing like pick an equipment in my library and put it on? Pick the best equipment that is in my deck, hand, or grave, and I put it on. Like, the ally thing is tertiary.
Yeah, it's a synergy that is not necessary with an equipment stuff.
Yeah.
I will give them some credit for flavor, the stupid key thing. Like, it needs to do the thing, but I think this thing is too busted for what we're doing.
I think it should just put the key thing to hand, is my thing. Every time I've seen somebody be like, you get to pick the thing and you get to pick it out of your library and you get to equip it, that's where it just gets like, that's where it gets fucked for me. But if you go like,
even if it didn't say equip it, it's still busted because everything in an equipment deck lets you equip things for free when you go to combat anyway.
Right, like we can't have the commander cheat every part of Guy Hammer Glue. You have to go like, all right, here's my guy, and he can tutor a thing to hand, but then I still have to play it, and I still have to cheat taping it to him. Or, here's my guy, all he does is cheat equipping stuff to him. But we can't, right now we're doing all of it, and then he has other ways of being even bigger.
Okay.
So just put to hand.
Sense.
If you just put to hand, cool. I like it, actually. I like it, very cute. But just put it to hand instead of on field attached. All right. From Aegis, another 6-mana draft rare, Yawani, a Yawani Primal Guile, a 6-mana Dimir 3/7, has Shroud if it's untapped. Whenever they attack, exile an instant or sorcery card with mana value 2 or less from a graveyard, then copy each card exiled with Yawani. You may cast any number of copies without paying their mana cost.
Nope. Straight to jail.
Interesting. Elaborate.
You get to free cast over and over again multiple copies of a bunch of spells?
Yeah. In draft. When all their removal's at 3 mana. I've seen it.
I guess if this is a draft card, then it's probably not hitting a ton of stuff.
That was my qualm. In Commander, this is the devil from the Bible. I think in I think in
In draft,
draft,
this is fine
yeah.
because you're not getting a bunch of like mana ramp spells. Like my thought is it's hitting like, Farseek and like a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
like commander-esque things over and over again. And like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
those add up really quickly. But yeah, this is. Oh, and the other thing is you'll always have someone you can attack too, where at the very least this bounces. But
Mm-hmm.
in 1v1, that's just not true, and there's way less like reasonable targets. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is fine in draft.
It is too weak next to the other dinosaurs they made. The other dinosaurs honk this shit out of this dinosaur. Because this is meant to be in the cycle of dinosaurs, like the one who, like the Rakdos one that makes you
Mhm.
sack and then domes you for 5. I think there
This
was a.
is way weaker.
I'm not a crazy man. I am merely a balding one. I am merely a balding man, but I still have my sanity. So yeah, specifically, do not believe in him in the context of the other rare dinosaurs we saw. The other rare dinosaurs eat this guy's lunch. Um,
Agreed.
from Pedgman, we have the Bald Mime, a colorless 5 mana 1/3, enters with 4 shield counters. When it dies, if it was destroyed by a source an opponent controls, that player creates a legendary emblem called Bald. With creatures you control are bald in addition to their other types and get -2/-0. Perfect card.
I thought this was for sure going to have a picture of Mauled on it.
Wow, fucked up.
When you
Ex-
you started reading it before it popped up on the stream, and I assumed that it
Excuse
was.
me. I am on my way to a doctor's office to receive a surgery to fix my medical disability. What are you talking about?
So then
Shameful.
this card should read that your opponent can pay like some amount of money to fix it, to remove the emblem.
Oh shit, true, actually.
Pay 7 mana, take a trip to Turkey, get
Yeah.
your
Exile this card to the Turkey zone. From Plixlint, a non-silver border Phyrexian Sepulchre, an 8 mana legendary artifact. Creatures and enchantments you cast from anywhere other than your hand or the command zone enter with a Ward 2 counter. If a permanent you control with Ward would enter your graveyard from the battlefield, you may pay that permanent's Ward cost to return it to your hand instead.
Ugh. I
Uh,
mean, it's an 8 mana do nothing for a while. So
right.
like that's fine. If you play an 8 mana enchantment that doesn't actually affect the board, then sure you get to win. But yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
gross.
yeah. I don't enjoy the play pattern. I think if you want to keep this play pattern, it could almost certainly be cheaper. I'm just not sure by how much. I think the worst thing here is this is just Ashnod's altar food, right? Like, oh wait, enchantments you cast from anywhere other than the hand. That's so weird. But I'm imagining some loop where I have something with Ward 1 or Ward 2. I sack it to Ashnod's altar. I pay 2 that I floated from the altar to put it back to hand. I replay it because it is like Ornithopter or something with affinity, and I'm just doing some like infinite artifact loop. And that seems underwhelming for something that should be an 8 mana legendary artifact. Like, just what's my purpose? Oh, you spread infinite butter. Oh my god. Like, that's what I get from the card.
Yeah. Works with like I guess airbending because you cast from anywhere other than your hand. So if your deck is like
Oh yeah.
airbending and doing stuff, that's kind of neat. Or doing some it says cast, so like grave recursion doesn't quite work. So yeah, it's gonna be like an airbending situation.
Mm-hmm.
Or cast from exile.
Yeah.
Specifically, I think there's commanders that do that where you get to put cards under every turn.
All right, from Garga, yet another furry. We have Deluge, a 4 mana Azorius 4/4. When it enters, you may have its name become the same as another creature on the battlefield. If there are exactly 2 creatures with the same name you control, the legend rule does not apply to them. If you control exactly 2 creatures with the same name, they get +2/+2 and Ward 2.
So it's a clone in the command zone that boosts whatever your best thing on the board is at the time. This feels like a this actually feels kind of like a 5-color commander.
Well, I think the problem is it's very specifically not a clone, right? It takes the name, but it doesn't take any abilities. It is
That's true.
just I pick a creature I want to have +2/+2 and ward 2.
Yeah. But it feels like the kind of thing you would want in a deck where you have like a big flexibility, a toolbox of creatures, where in Azorius, I feel like you just don't have that.
Yeah.
It's a 4 mana 6/6 no matter which way you cut it though, so it's fine. It's
Yeah,
very good
true.
stats.
True.
You can just put this onto like whatever sucky thing you have on the board,
Mhm.
and you're like, cool, I got a 6 mana 4/4 with Ward 2. And my other thing that I played earlier for like, curve is better and bigger. Sign me up.
And I think this deepens the problem of the Jeskai hero we saw earlier just being Voltron food, where
Hmm.
now what were they, like a 3/4 with double strike or something? Now
Yeah.
they're like a 5 something with double strike, so it's even more. Oh, well, all I do is I hand this guy one sword and he kills you. Who cares? Who cares about this like doubling of this twins thing that I have going on? I have a dragon with a hammer.
Hmm. Hmm. Maybe this feels like a good 99 card, not a commander.
It's in the 99 of the precon, but I think that it
Okay.
deepens the problems I already have with the precon.
Yeah.
Next, we have from Madra, Aria Iwanagi, a 5 mana Abzan 4/4 with flying and undying. At the beginning of your end step, you may remove all counters from target player and from each creature they control. If you do, each opponent loses life equal to the number of counters removed this way, and you gain that much life.
No.
Agreed, but go on.
Putting counters onto players is already such a huge pain in the ass. I do not want something that's going to take those counters off of them for a bad rate. Like rad counters, poison counters, like they're half dead already. What are we doing? Why are we taking those off?
Mm-hmm. And then it's also just like I turbo hose the +1/+1 counters player, and I do nothing to anybody else. I think there's an angle for like.
I didn't really consider like because it said from players
Mm-hmm,
and from each of their creatures, so that's
mm-hmm.
kind of neat. Someone was talking about hosing experience counters. I think that's a very sideboardable like group niche where you're hating on one player in your regular group, and that sucks. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Um, Maybe the +1/+1 counters is cool enough to have this in the 99 because you just like hose those players,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a chance that someone's trying to poison you out, and you can like remove those counters. So I think it's a cool like toolbox card, but not something I want in the command zone.
Also, I don't think we should be. I don't think you should be able to take poison off yourself. I don't think you should be able to take poison off. I think it's like the whole point of poison is that shit can't come off. From I'm trying to think about that from each creature you control, because I'm trying to think if it's just damage but worse, because I'm thinking about like if I had Ouroboros, how hard would it be to store up damage with Ouroboros? Or do something in white where it's like, okay, I have Kathar's Crusade, I hit like Call to Copper Coats on somebody's end step, then I play this, and then I pop all the +1/+1 counter. Like I can't kill I can't kill you with the damage that I have, but I have like 20 counters on my board. If I have Ouroboros, they're just dead. That's not true.
Yeah.
That's just not a true statement. You
In
can
Commander, they can't kill you in a turn, and then you play this, and this is on your end step, not your upkeep, so they lose those counters. They'll never get enough to kill you.
Yeah. You can remove -1/-1 also. Yeah, but I think that's a worse idea. Like if you have a reasonable number of -1/-1 counters on somebody's board, you probably have like 3 or 4. And at that point, like if you're using a 5 mana card to be like, I'm gonna deal 4 damage to the table and make your board normal again, at that point that feels condescending to me. I feel like there's 18 ways uh you could have done more damage or established a bigger advantage than just like It feels like playing with your food. No, I mean on your creatures. Oh yeah, it's true for like blight. I still think that's, but the
It's too
space,
much work.
yeah, like the space you have to work with putting -1s on is so much smaller than the space for +1s.
And if you, I mean, you are certainly not putting counters on there or stuff. So either way, if you're building around this as a commander, whether you're poisoning, rad countering, blighting, whatever, it's too much work. I'm not interested in doing that. There's better options, better things we could be doing with our time than this,
Mm-hmm.
which is just kind of resetting the negatives of those things, which in most cases is a bad idea. A poison and blight or poison and radder is better. And then the other part of it is I think it's a solid thing. It's flexible enough. It removes enough things that are harming you and enough things that are benefiting your opponents for it to be in the 99 for a toolbox card. But zero chance am I putting this in command zone, I think.
Yeah. Uh, Thunder. My recommendation would just be stop making the payoff good stat lines and drop double strike. You got to make the way you gain advantage weirder. All right, next we have 2 goddamn bears. 2 green pips for a 4/4. How are we feeling? 1
That's
through
kind
10.
of cute.
I'm
But
putting it in the command zone. Send it.
uh why is it just 2 mana though? Just
Power
power
creep.
creep?
Big 2/6. Big 2/6.
Then I think it should be 3 mana.
Nah. You seen Frenzy Baloth? Look at all this text we
Yeah.
don't get to have. Look at all this
But
text
bears
these
are
guys.
2 mana tutus.
Nah, that's like 2015 shit. We're in the big 2/6 now.
I am old, it's
Big
true.
2/6. Bears are 2 mana 4/4s. That's how it is.
Fair enough. At rare? Okay, at rare it's fine.
At rare, it's fine.
Yeah, rare that's probably too low power.
All right, next from White Bread, we have AOA Toto, Faithful Brother. A 5 mana 4/5 with Wake Up Brother. Creatures you control have haste and Boogie Woogie. When a creature you control becomes the target of a spell or ability, you may pay 1 in a red. If you do, choose new targets for the spell or ability. Whenever a creature you control blocks or becomes blocked, you may pay 1 in a white. If you do, the damage that would be dealt to your creature is dealt to another target creature instead.
What?
It's sick as fuck, right? I know.
For 2
You're,
mana, you just don't take combat damage. You get to shoot something else.
yeah, you're stupefied by how cool it is.
That's busted.
It's
No, thank
and
you.
it's awesome and on theme.
I was with you until the white activated ability of just like redirecting fucking
Uh-huh.
any combat damage to your character. No, 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 no,
Beautiful,
no, 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 no,
beautiful
no.
Hall of Fame card. Anyway, Kesslin, Electric Thief, a 4 mana Grixis 2/4. When casting a spell you do not own, you may cast that spell by paying energy equal to that spell's CMC rather than paying its mana cost. Whenever an artifact creature you control deals combat damage to a player, add 1 energy and exile the top card of that player's library. You may play that card as long as it remains exiled.
Jesus. And it doesn't say whenever 1 or more artifacts. If I hit you with like 3 Thopters, I just get 3 energy and 3 mill cards.
Yeah.
That seems busted as fuck.
Hell no, White Bread. You keep on keeping on.
That seems very strong. It doesn't make any Thopters on its own or whatever, so that's okay. But it is a cool build around that is going to get out of hand real quick.
Madra, I'm gonna say broadly, we're not circling the block on cards. We are reviewing the cards as presented, and we are not going to expand it to answering repeat questions about stuff we've already looked at.
Yep, you'll have to have me on again and resubmit them.
Next from Sage Curve, we have Ornn, the Forge Lord, a 6 mana. Oh god, it's Temur. A 6 mana Temur 5/8. Equipment you control have Fuse 2. Or Fuse 4. If you cast this spell for its Fuse cost, put it over or under target artifact you own. Oh, okay, it's Mutate. Equipment you control grant equipped creature +1/+1 for each card fused to it.
But does it
Oh,
get the fused onto the artifact? Wait, does it get the abilities of it?
I have no idea.
This is some Sword Art Online shit.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Turn people into weapons.
So wait, hold on. No, you don't turn people into weapons. You can, it is, you can mutate an equipment onto a different artifact. So it's just a big pile of artifacts, but you can't mix creatures and artifacts. Which I don't think does anything. Unless you maybe make, yeah, you merge swords into bigger swords. So it's maybe like I want to get a hexproof artifact and meld like Colossus hammer. That's crazy.
It's a good way to get 2-for-1.
Yeah, hell yeah, print it. That's cute as fuck. Next we have Aurora, Friend of Ornn. A 3 mana 2/3 with Masterwork Wand. If Aurora is equipped with a fused equipment, she gains tap 4 mana. Search your library for an artifact with mana value less than Aurora's power, put it onto the battlefield. Partners with Hastrier, Dying God. Hastrier, Dying God is a 3 mana blue 1/2 with tap 1 green. Target equipment card in your graveyard gains fuse until end of turn. Its fuse cost is equal to its mana cost -3. You may cast it from your graveyard this turn.
I see nothing wrong with this fuse idea. The equipment stuff seems cool. It is a world that is far too complicated that I don't want to live in.
Yeah, this seems like the Fiddlemaster 9000 to me. I haven't seen anything that worries me about anything other than your mind state. And I know that I cannot leave you alone with Legos. I know for sure I cannot leave you alone with Legos.
Yeah, I like that idea. So, like, decreasing the, like, equip costs, like you were saying, hexproof artifacts and equipping those into, like, busted artifacts you don't want people touching. That's
Yeah.
all fine and dandy, seems fun, but, like, that's a lot of
Yeah,
work.
it's a lot of judge calls. Next we have Sona, Demacian Virtuoso, a Jeskai 1/3. For 2 white, target player may gain 5 life. If they do, they get a music counter. For 2 blue, target player may draw a card. If they do, they get a music counter. 2 red, target player gains 2 music counters. All of these are activated only once each turn. And dance until your bones break. At the start of an opponent's upkeep, they lose 1 life for each music counter unless they pay 1 for each.
Someone asked me what my favorite character was, so I assume this is from them, and they were just trying to get the free nerd girl points for picking my favorite character. And I will say, good job. I'm into it. Your ploy has worked. I'm into it. I'm playing this card.
Yeah, I think it's cool in theory. The theming of this is hard as hell. I feel like in practice, you're just trying to untap as many mana rocks as you can, and you're just floating 2 red mana on as many turns as you can.
And then I'm casting Thrumming Bird and proliferating my music
Yeah,
counters
yeah,
and
and
killing
then
you.
uh-huh.
Yup. Proliferate.
All right, next Vex Gloomist, a 4 mana mono black 2/6. When Vex enters the battlefield, blight 2, then target opponent blights 2. Tap, put an additional -1/-1 counter on each creature that has a -1/-1 counter on it. Remove 8 -1/-1 counters from among creatures you control. Create Shadow, an 8/8 legendary black avatar creature token with Shadow.
Seems fine. There's a card, like there are cards in the game in Lorwyn that do this where it blights equally, and then you can sort of try to take advantage of those blights with things. It's an established archetype, and she got a thick butt, so she like helps with that. So that's fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't love it. I think I would
No.
never ever put it in the command zone. Um,
No,
but there is enough you can do with it where in the 99 this is just my like, all right, hell yeah, late game, I am slurping up all the counters.
I agree. That does feel pretty cool. It's not a tap ability either, so if you have a counter deck that does a bunch of other stuff, then you can just get rid of them all. It's a good card to draw.
Mhm. All right, Madra has sent in a card that's from the 99 of a custom commander deck they've made where the commander has Storm Kiln Artist in the command zone.
Okay.
This is Orion the Myriad, a 4 mana 7/7 with Vigilance, Reach, Indestructible. As long as you control fewer than 7 artifacts, Orion isn't a creature. Whenever a player attacks with 2 or more creatures, draws their second card each turn, or casts their second spell each turn, make a 0/1 star artifact creature token with flying. If you control 7 or more creatures, you may draw a card.
This is a an effect that's both players get? Interesting.
No. It's whenever a player does any of that shit, you create. The templating is a
Ah,
little bit off. Yeah. So
sorry.
it is not symmetrical. It is whenever a player, it is like the trouble in pairs text, but I make a chump blocker basically that counts
Well, it's a
towards
chump blocker that turns it all on. Yeah, I think
and,
that's too good.
and draws cards.
Too good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because it says attacks, draws cards, casts 2 spells. That's everything. So you're going to get like 4 idiots per turn. And this thing attacks and you get infinite blockers on the way back. Yeah, this is a crazy cool god. I think it's a little too overtuned.
So all three can trigger in the same turn. Yeah, yeah, if you double spell, one of them draws a card, and then you swing 2 creatures, Orion will make 3/0/1s and potentially draw 3 cards if there are already a lot of 0/1 stars on the board.
Mhm. You could hypothetically just make like 6 to 9 O1s every turn, like every cycle around a commander table.
Potentially. I think making that many is a little bit far fetched, but I do think you would net like four.
Yeah.
Four pretty safely. Unless people saw this card and was like, okay, we are going to band together and no longer play Magic the Gathering. You are like pretty cleanly on 4 just off of how many you can make. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can make your own, which seems crazy too.
You can make your own, and reminder, the commander has Storm Kiln Artist text. So this is like probably coming in as a creature anyway, or coming in very, very close to the artifact count to be a
Mhm.
creature anyway. It's just a lot. I
Yeah.
most of my feedback with Madra is you create beautiful and interesting cards that we need to apply whiteout to 1/3 of to be reasonable. Because there's
I
always
mean,
there's
it looks like you can join the Wizards set design team. Good to go.
You too can create frenzied Baloth. And then we have one person who dropped
Questing
it
Beast.
outside the thread. We have Verdane Reluctant Rebel, a everything but green card that is a 1/4 Rebel Wizard Knight. Whenever you commit a crime, you may attach an equipment to a creature you control that isn't equipped. Whenever one or more equipped creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, exile target instant or sorcery card with mana value equal to or less than the damage dealt from a graveyard. Copy it. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost.
Interesting. I don't know that I want an equipment deck in these colors.
Well, I mean, it's like every cut. Like you miss out on green equipments, but who cares about those? I do worry about we're doing every color, but the one that fixes colors,
Yeah.
and so we're
Yeah.
running every 2 drop 2-drop mana rock in the book. We're doing like the signets, the talismans. We might even be running like chromatic lantern. And then we are. I think there's too much going on here because we have to
I
mana fix.
actually would. I like this if we simplified it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we have to mana fix, and then I have to get equipments out, and then I have to commit a crime, and then I have to get my opponents to have good instants and sorceries in their graveyard, which means I'll get some on the average table because people cast removal, people cast card draw, people cast ramp. But if I want to get like good hits, I I want to be like milling them, hand ripping them, but that's really bad in Commander. Yeah, it just feels like one step too many. The second ability is a crime. So like once you get going, you're good. Once you get
Yes,
going, you're good.
it doesn't. The second ability doesn't. Is it being a crime is irrelevant because it, in order to trigger, has to have an equipped thing already equipped to it, which allows you to equip a thing for the next thing, but you don't really need that because you already have it.
Yeah, like once you are off to the races, you are definitely off to the races. So you could copy your own instants and sorceries, right? But then we add like but then it's like I do all of this to double cast Fatal Push, and I have like a flying 3/3.
Maybe if you're lucky.
Like
Right
depending
now it's
on
a 1/4
like
that like
yeah, like
it's a lot.
it is a lot of hoops for a relatively soft payoff, which disturbs me because like that mana cost is not inconsequential. We want to pretend we would love to pretend that you just always have a land base that fixes every color every game. 4 colors, no green, and I never want to play this guy into an empty board. Like I have to be playing this guy into a board where I either have the equipment ready to go or I have the creature ready to go to equip next turn. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's too much. It's in weird color pairings. It's asking a lot for you to have equipments and to commit crimes and to equip your equipments and find spells and all of that, and you might not get to do anything cool. I just want to see this super simplified in Boros or maybe Esper or something like that.
Yeah. I think we pare it back a little bit.
He's cute though.
And bludgeon bro, what are you talking about, volunteer day? Are you just pointing out that like there are in fact cards that exist that make I'll scream. I'll scream forever. I'll scream forever. I'll scream forever and ever.
What point is this card proving?
I have no idea. That
Okay.
equipment can deal damage. All right.
Sure.
Then from R, I got a point redeem. It's Evril, Warden of the Weak, a 5-mana Sultai, 1/8. Creatures you control have evolve. Whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on Evril, make a 0/1 green, blue, and black plant creature token. Whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on this creature, it deals 1 damage to any target. Oofa. I feel like that is a nightmare to track.
Talking about.
I'm not convinced it's broken. It might actually be kind of cool.
I think it's kind of cool and it doesn't feel broken.
Yeah,
So you play him, and you have to play another creature that evolves him that makes a plant, and then you have to play another creature which puts counter on him and the plant, and then you shoot them for one.
well, don't lie. You play Ouroboros.
Oh my gosh!
You
Oh my
play
gosh! Okay.
you play because all of these like
Then none of this is relevant.
it has evolved in case you don't get any of the Sultai counterslop. But it is definitely designed to just do Sultai +1/+1 counterslop. Yeah, it works with Insidious Roots too. I think the fact like yeah, I think this is bookkeeping nightmare territory. Yeah, it works with Avenger of Zendikar too. So I think
It says one or more counters, so that's nice. You're not making infinite one-ones. You will need a lot of
that's
dice, though.
true, but if you have, maybe 4 different sources. See, Sage, here's the difference. I'm not recommending people put Cathar's Crusade in their command zone. I am not saying build your entire deck around playing Cathar's Crusade as quickly as possible and play every game based on manipulating counters via Cathar's Crusade. Everil is making the bold declaration, I am playing Cathar's Crusade deck, but even more complicated because I'm going to have even more varied methods of Catharing my Crusade.
I don't care. I think it's fine. Play it.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine, and you can play it, but please, far away from me. Or you have to show me a valid and current Adderall prescription, and then I will let you play it. And if you don't show me that, I'm not letting you play it.
That's totally fair.
Because yeah. It's not. I don't think it's broken. As much as I want to hate everything Sultai, um, it is just like it is the 20-minute turn device.
I agree with that.
And then, all right, I think we are at the end of the list for the day, and I definitely need to go have a lie down. So MTG Nerd Girl, thank you so much for being on today. Everybody, if you don't already follow or subscribe to Decked Out EDH, go and do that. We will be live again Sunday doing Commander Deck Roast. I'm going to pull up Bald Kai, and we're going to find somebody to raid. Oh, Decked Out is live. Perfect.
I do think I will be live for a little bit longer, not too much, but if you guys want to do a Lorwyn draft or something, I will in fact be alive for a little bit.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna.
Well, thanks for having me on today. I had a great time.
Thank you. Why can't I?
Probably because we're like doing the collaborating sharing
No, I
thing,
can.
maybe?
I can. I just had my Stream Deck had an alert, so it was keeping my toolbar open, and so I couldn't see the start raid. Anyway, we're raiding Nerd Girl. Hit them with Wildkai. Be kind. I'll see you all Sunday. Goodbye.
I'm